Edinburgh is a city steeped in stories, from fascinating folklore to ancient myth. Just take a walk around the city and you'll find an abundance of unicorns adorning the architecture. You'll not be short of ghost stories either. And in this quiet graveyard, you'll discover the inspiration for Lord Voldemort and Professor McGonagall. There's the monument to the heartwarming story of Greyfriars Bobby, who stood guard at his owner's grave for 14 years after his death, or the lone piper who haunts the Royal Mile. And our very own volcano has links to the dragons and the knights of King Arthur. Edinburgh, the story never ends. Come find the magic. Edinburgh is the UK's greenest city. Not that we want to make everyone green with envy. There's a space here for everyone, from high escapes to cosy glens, from secret gardens to old paths. There's beaches to comb and parks to play in, hills to climb and adventures to begin. Discover panoramic city views as you climb Edinburgh's extinct volcano. Edinburgh's a city for walkers, hikers, bikers, runners, thinkers, ramblers. Discover a new path today. Edinburgh, the story never ends. Edinburgh is a city shaped by water. You can follow the waters from the Pentland Hills right through the city to the Firth of Forth. There's beaches and bridges and boats to see. There's find at the Roman settlement and the old bunker on Cramond Island. Just follow the water and you'll find a story. Edinburgh, the story never ends.
Yes. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the penultimate session. It's session 8 from the Royal Commonwealth Pool at Edinburgh. We get underway very shortly. My name is Robert Taylor. With me is Tony Rose. Hello again, Tony.
Afternoon, everyone.
Tony and I were here yesterday morning, I believe. It seems such a long time ago, Tony. Been a couple of 2 or 3 long days.
Indeed. Very enjoyable 2 or 3 days though.
Yeah, we've had some cracking swimming again this morning. This afternoon it's the slower heats of what we had this morning. There was a lot of opportunity.
Less
for
fast,
a lot
Robert.
Less
fast heats.
Less
rather
fast,
than the slower
yeah,
heats.
less fast. A lot faster than what we can do.
For sure.
So that's a line-up. We have just the one heat of women's 1500 free. The rest are 50s through to 400s. Skins this evening. It gives a lot of the younger swimmers an opportunity to get into junior finals and maybe even scrape into a B final.
We've had a number of people moving from the afternoon into the B finals. I think we had one yesterday actually making it into an A final, I think, if I remember rightly.
Indeed, yeah.
But
did it happen?
Lots of juniors. If you look at the swims from this morning, most of these events have still got spaces in the junior team, finals anyway. And if these guys can pick up the pace. Been found through the weekend that the afternoon junior swimmers have had a bit of, not an advantage, but they've definitely been on it more than the juniors in the morning. So plenty of opportunity for particularly the junior swimmers this afternoon to get into some finals this evening.
Of course, some of the finals we've had some withdrawals, people that may be travelling a little bit further afield have withdrawn, so that might give some of the swimmers who've been slid into the B final, they might have been moved up to an A final, so there could be some changes between now and close of play, which I think the session is likely to finish a little bit after 3 o'clock. So those of you who have joined us now, roughly just over 2.5 hours.
Just to remind folk, the final this evening is slightly earlier than the last 2 nights, so the final will be starting at 5 o'clock this evening, finals rather than 5:30. So you might just manage to watch the rugby, and then in between the swimming this afternoon and the finals this evening, we'll see. But 5 o'clock this evening for the finals.
Yeah, the rugby should just about be finishing by then. So they've actually
worked it
quite well.
Yeah, we've planned it.
Very good planning for us.
Cross sport, entertainment across the board.
Yeah.
And
but of course you get the best commentary at the Edinburgh International rather than the rugby. But
certainly compared to the football at the moment, Robert, that's for sure.
Indeed.
Anyway, moving on. There's some officials. Looking very smart in their purple and white. They're all ready to go in this first event. It is the 1500 women's, the heat, junior heat. The junior swimmer this morning, or number of junior swimmers this morning, fastest junior swimmer this morning was Hannah Hodgkiss from Repton School. She went in 18:12.
Yeah, that was a cracking swim. I think she improved by about 10 seconds on her entry time. Yeah,
swam it really well, good even pacing. So that's the time these.
We won't confuse the people again as we tried to last time with the codes on your screen, the EWBX and the UFTX and the DEXA.
If you're really interested, folks, you can go back onto YouTube and
please.
I think it was the afternoon of the Sunday session at the Scottish Short Course where Robert gave us a teach-in on what they all mean. Yeah, so if you've got a spare 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, please do that. It's ingrained in Tony's memory, which is actually quite sad that it's ingrained in his memory. It's also sad that I go through all these bits and bobs. But
that was my early Christmas present from you, Robert.
It was indeed,
much appreciated.
Yeah. And we did the test the following day and you failed.
And I failed.
Yeah, you did. Okay. On to the serious, what we would classify as the serious stuff now. In lane 1, of course, no one goes in that one because the empty lanes are the outside lanes. 6 go scheduled. Rosie Foster in lane 2 from Warner Baths. N3, Lexine McCappin from first. 4 is Kate Nolan, also Warner Baths. 5 is Poppy Mead from Derventio. We have an empty lane in 6 that came up on your screen at 6 DNS. That means that did not swim for those of you joining us. And in 7, we have Jessica Thomas from the borough of Stockton in the northeast of England. So a couple of swimmers from England and 4 from Scotland. 2 in the local pool, Tony. The 2 Border girls in 2 and 4.
Indeed. Although the way the sessions work, I think Kate and Rosie probably only get a couple of sessions at the Commie Pool a week, but that's a lot more than many other teams have the opportunity to do. Great facility here in Edinburgh. And as you can see in the background, there's a dive pit that's being used for warm-ups here that is used during the weeks as a training pool, and off to the left there is another pool, another 4 or 5 lanes by 25 metres in there as well, so plenty of lanes for training. There are some mornings when I come here dropping my daughter off for swimming where there are over 100 people in the combined numbers of pools at about 6 o'clock in the morning, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's not good to get up at 4:30 in the morning and take the kids in. No, that's that's also the fun bit. You're sitting in there watching them training. It also gives you a wee chance maybe to catch up on some work before you take them back home.
Indeed, but having that many people in a pool at 6 in the morning, I think, is a good sign post-pandemic that people are getting back into fitness and enjoyment. And it's lane 7. Jessica Thomas, the Borough of Stockton swimmer, who's taken an early lead here, 2:20.88. And good start from her. We've got 14-year-old Kate Nolan, who's the fastest qualifier from coming into this meet in 18:28. She did that, I think, when she was winning her East District title earlier in the year. 14-year-olds, but Jessica's really taken this one out. Borough of Stockton and Derventio taking this one out.
So Poppy made that a little bit faster. As you can see on the screen, 37.20. Those are the splits for the previous 50 metres. So 36.20 for Poppy in lane 5, going a little bit faster than everyone else. So she's second at the moment, but if she's got that pace, it's 36. It won't be long before she takes the lead, Tony.
Looks like it. Experienced swimmer Poppy, 18-year-olds.
Again, Jessica a high 36, Poppy a low 36. Swimmers below that are probably 37s, well 38s. So as you can see, they've dropped back quite significantly. So it's,
2 races developing here.
Yep.
Both very close, but about 10 metres apart. And, take a lot for the Kate and Lexine to be able to catch the other 2 up, although it's not beyond possibility, but you'd think that's already too far a gap to come back on. So they will just be swimming against each other, and Rosie trying to keep on to the shoulder of Kate and Lexine. Be a lonely place if she manages to just lose them with another 1,200. 1100 to go.
Unfortunately, she on paper, it does always work on paper, but she's about 13 seconds behind on entry times than the other 2. The other 2 have fairly similar entry times. A couple of seconds. If Rosie can just try and, as Tony says,
hang in there.
Find a wee bit over the next couple of hundred, just to keep that encouragement that she's not drifting too far behind.
And of course, Jessica coming into this race was the slowest qualifier, 18:50, so she's really going for it. Poppy was in at about 20 seconds faster than her, so see if she pays for that or whether she's actually on good form and will be able to pull herself through to a nice, hopefully a nice PB. Always nice if you're going to do 1,500 metres to get a PB at the end of it.
I think with Edinburgh International, we don't have like a lot of meets that people will go to reserve places. We have a set amount of spaces available for the morning, set amount in the afternoon, and sometimes if we do get withdrawals, maybe a few days before the meet, then it's virtually impossible to then go searching and try and get the alternatives. So that's why sometimes when you join us, folks, if there are 3 heats, you might find that the first heat we might not have the full 8 lanes being used. This being the case, we just have the 1 heat in the afternoon of 1500 free, and I think there was maybe an odd lane this morning where swimmers didn't turn up either. So
yeah, still 2 heats this morning, 1 this afternoon, and the fastest heat this evening. That should be good race, but looks like Poppy's just establishing in that last 150, 200. She's pulled away 4 or 5 metres. Looking strong, so there we go. So 36.63, so slightly faster than her previous 50. Jessica repping around about a second slower than Poppy, so I think Poppy's maintained her pace, whereas Jessica's just slightly dropped off a little, and she's repping about half a second faster than Lexine and Kate. So
although Rosie's at least keeping a very similar pace to Lexine and Kate,
yeah,
not lost anything. She's only about 4 seconds or 5 seconds or so behind, so
yeah,
that gap not really increasing. It might give her a wee bit of encouragement in that outside lane just to try and pick it up again and
yeah,
close on that 3rd and 4th place. We're looking probably a finish at this early stage somewhere around the 18-15 mark.
Yep. Rosie's more known as a backstroker. Came on to the scene last year, final at Scottish age groups and summer meets in the backstroke, but doing quite a change to do a 1500 this morning, or this afternoon I should say. So see if she can stick at it. Poppy, exactly the same time for her 50 there.
This section, Tony, of the race, getting towards halfway up to maybe 1100 metres is quite key. They've got to try and keep the similar pace to the early stage if they can, not let it drop too much.
Yep.
They've dropped a little bit, both those swimmers.
Yeah, this is the grind, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the uphill bit before you get to 1,000, and then at least you can almost hear the bell in the distance.
Yeah.
You get countdown from 1,000 through to 1,500, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here. They've still not quite got halfway through. This turn at the far end there will be the halfway mark.
You may well see on your caption, there's a good snapshot of Poppy coming down towards the other end of the pool. If the camera does go the other way, you will see lap cards. That gives the swimmers indication of how many additional laps they've got to go.
And 15 they will see if they look up at this point. And
lovely camera shot, that.
Yeah, no, that's good. She'll be pleased. She can look back at that when she goes home and has a look at some really nice technique shots there, and it looks pretty good actually.
Bit of a change. Kate's picked up her pace. She's now sort of 37s, 38s. There's Lexi McCowan getting towards the high 38s, so she's dropped back a little bit.
Yeah.
And that might give Rosie a wee bit encouragement to see if she can close.
Yep.
On Lexine.
So we'll keep an eye on that. At the moment it's just over 5 seconds between Lexine and Rosie. And again, I think this is, I don't know whether Kate's actually picked up or whether Lexine's just dropped off slightly. It's probably a bit more of the latter than the former, but we'll keep an eye on that. But Kate's got a long way to come back on Jessica. But she is swimming faster than it, and she's about the same pace as Jessica, so but that was over a second quicker than Lexine in that last 50 for Kate, so I think she's going to start pulling away, and Rosie can see if she can catch up. Still just over 5 seconds between them, so we'll just see where that goes. But Poppy, no doubt about her taking this one. It's all about the time. So the entry was at 18:29.
So just over the halfway mark, or exactly halfway mark, Poppy somewhere around about 9:05 was the split. So if you double that and add a little bit on, somewhere around the 8:15, 8:20 mark, that's the range that we're looking at. Poppy just, it's the high 36s, Tony, that she's been doing fairly consistently the last few hundred, whereas just prior to that it was getting towards the low 36s. Should hopefully just try and keep this high 36s going for maybe another couple of hundred and try and pick it up again.
Yep. Kate's going around about the same time as Jessica, so I think that's levelled off. So I think they've all seemed to have found their level.
5 seconds of a gap between Rosie and Lexine.
It's not changed in the last
much.
200 or 300, so I think.
So it's still identical split, 38.76 and 38.75. Those two girls, 4th and 5th. The split's not on your screen, but they are on the scoreboard where we are. Nice snapshot of our leader.
Another good shot. She's got quite a lot to go away and do some homework on when she looks back on this race. So turning, that's the 2/3 done. Another 36 high, 12:08.81. Pretty steady swimming for this last 600-700 in that 113s. And
as a swimmer yourself, Tony, it's interesting seeing the breathing techniques. Breathing every second stroke, our leader.
yeah, most of them are doing that in this longer race. I had a quick look up there, saw just to see where she was on the lap counter. Can get quite disorientating on a 1500, short course in particular, but even long course you can very easily just wonder whether you've got 500 to go or 400 to go. So quick check for her, and you can see when they put the lap cards down, some of them are on the right, some are on the left. Swimmers have a preference where they have their lap cards. I'll try and get that sorted before they start their swim, and that was Kate Nolan having a wee sneaky look at the card. Not a very nice feeling when you look up thinking it's going to be a 6 or a 7 and you find out it's a 9 or 11.
Yeah.
It's,
Rosie's slightly eating into that 4th and 5th position. She's got to try and find something special over the last few hundred. Might have a race in her hands for 4th place, but our leader well clear now. Still pacing in the high 36s, in about 74 seconds. Pace probably just dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, that was her slowest 50 there.
Still around about the 18-15-ish mark. Just hope that she can maybe just pick things up. That's I think it's the first one we've seen over 37.
Yep.
So this is where it really can hurt for the swimmers. The next 200 or 300 metres. Just hope they can get over that boundary. Another nice snapshot of our leader coming in at 1200, and again 37. That's really been the slowest.
Yeah, starting to feel it a bit, isn't she? Really.
Yeah, it's beginning to hurt.
Yeah, definitely. And this will be a tough 100.
Yeah.
200, at least in the last 2 lengths. I suspect she'll just give it what she's got, but this will be a hard couple of hundreds here for her. But she is swimming faster than she swum before, assuming the entry time is her personal best, so no wonder she's starting to feel it a bit. There she goes, under the 37 again. She's just picked herself up. Well done, Poppy. May seem like not very much, 10th, 1500ths, but I think these swimmers will notice it. How
Nice
feeling?
Nice to see Kate Nolan, 14-year-old, competing pretty well at this. She's well clear in 3rd place.
Yep.
And it's practice that they've not had for many years, the last few years with COVID.
Yeah, it was one of the last distances to get back into it, wasn't it? The first, even it was hard enough to swim straight after COVID, but 8 and 1500s were a good 6 to 12 months behind in terms of getting space on programs and calendars. And I think you can see that with the 16, 17, 18-year-olds. There's really not many longer distance freestylers around in that high teens.
Yeah, we've probably got in the 60-year-old category, I'd say Susie McNair is by far the one that's well clear in that age group, and local girl here, the 15-year-old Phoebe Arbuckle.
Yeah, teammate of Kate's.
Very good prospect over the longer distances.
She had a good 800. She's not doing the 1500 today, Phoebe. Trying a few other things, doing 200 back a sea. I'm sure she'll be doing the 400 free as well. And Rosie is now within touching distance of Lexine. She's just got her in her sight. She can feel I suspect, a bit of turbulence from Lexine, which will spur her on. And it's all down to 3 seconds now.
Yeah.
She's leaving it late though, as you can hear. That's the bell. So the leader's on our last 100. Rosie's left herself 150 to catch up 2 or 3 seconds. We'll see where she gets on that.
Well, Lexi's not finding very much, a fraction faster than that last one, but Rosie's almost taking a second, so we're down to less than 3 seconds, and if she can keep that same pace over the next 350s, it's going to be tight. So
that'll keep us excited right to the end of the race. Not that we wouldn't have been excited anyway, Robert, but here's Kate coming in, turn with get the bell.
Poppy turning onto her last length.
So it is going to be around that 8:15, isn't it, for Poppy?
Very much, probably just a smidgen over it. You probably see when she comes down the two swimmers in lanes 2 and 3, Rosie, Lexine in the blue cap, Rosie in the red cap.
Just over
there we are.
2 seconds.
Well, there's just a little bit more than a body length. Could be a.
Here we come. Here's Poppy, really well raced by her, and she comes in on an 18:16.85.
That's a lovely swim.
I'm not sure she's going to manage to smile at the moment. Give her a few minutes. Jessica Thomas, though, a fantastic swim as well. She was in on an 18:50. She's coming in now, so she's going to get well under her entry time as well. And let's see, 15-year-old from Borough of Stockton.
The race is on though for that third place, and
13-second improvement for Jessica. And here comes Rosie.
My money's on Rosie here.
You can't see it on the screen at the moment, but you're going to get 2 swimmers coming pretty fast on your right very shortly. There we go. And Rosie has eaten into that 5-second lead in the last 500s. Timed it perfectly.
She has indeed. It's.
And here she comes. Great finish from Rosie.
Yeah.
19:05, 19:06. So Rosie was the fastest at last 50 in the whole pool there. And there she goes. So Poppy Mead comes in first. Nice improvement in her entry time. Likewise, Jessica Thomas gets a nice PB, and it was Kate Nolan third. Just over her entry time, but a nice swim there. So a slight change of pace and style as we go down to the other end of the pool. And this is the men's 50 breaststroke. Tough ask to get in the B final for any of these older swimmers, 29:38. But the junior final, there was only 3 juniors this morning. 31:28 was the third place time. So as a minimum, the top 5 juniors this afternoon will get themselves into that final, and any of them that can go over, a better time than 31:28 will make that as well. So a couple of them, you'd think there's a number of them that've got a chance for that one. See how we go. First heat, Alexander Stewart in 1, Dean Fern in 2, Dean Fern 3, Christopher Tulau in 4, Michael Skakel 5, Conor Christopher 6, Luke Jansen in 7. No swimmer in 4, so no Christopher Tulau. And Aberdeen Dolphins to the 4 here. Conor Christopherson in 6 and Dean Fern in 3, and it's the 15-year-old Dean Fern. And on his inside, Alexander Stewart from Highland Swim, and the other Aberdeen Dolphin, Conor Christophorus. And I think it's going to be the Highlander here who gets it in a 32.77. Okay, so he puts himself in a chance of getting into one of those spots. Still another 14 to go, so probably not likely, but we'll see.
Yeah. So it's just on the screen. Ewan Weir in 1, Logan van der Meulen 2, Ben Swan 3, 4 Max Pelosi, 5 Josh Martin, 6 Finlay Nelson, 7 Ewan Beattie, and 8 Corey Phillip.
All of these boys are junior swimmers, so
a low 32 might be good enough to get them into a final here. They're all in the high 31s and one just over the 32. On the far side, Ewan Beattie making good use of this pool on the swimmer. Coming through very strongly is Josh Martin in 5, and in 3, Ben Swan.
Very, very close.
Very close.
Ewan or lane 3
Swan,
maybe.
Perhaps.
Ewan
Weir just getting it from Ben Swan. 32.19. Well, I think that potentially, as I said, the low 32s might give them a chance. Ben Swan will maybe be there or thereabouts. And Logan van der Meulen might have to hope that the guys in the next heat don't swim quite as fast as that. There are 2 that are not juniors, but 6 have a chance. That's lanes 1, 2, 5 through 8.
So one of these will definitely miss out. Depending on their time, there could be more. Royas Kangelis in 1, David Smith in 2, Charles Kershaw in 3, Aidan Fothergill in 4, in 5, Joshua Sacri 6, Yannick Wieland, Jack Mitchell in 7, and William Morris in 8. So, pretty close in the middle there, 3, 4, 5 and 6, so Charles, Aidan, Joshua and Yannick. And maybe it's the lane 5 swimmer, Joshua Sacri, taking it, the youngster from the city of Peterborough, only 15. But it's pretty close with Aidan Fothergill on one side of him and Yannick in the other. And it's Yannick who gets it, 30.98. Well done him. Royce Kregelis came in with a very good finish. Joint second with Joshua Sacri. Aidan Fothergill in 4th and David Smythe in 5th. So I think they're the 5 who are going to join the 3 from this morning swimming. But we'll double check that and confirm that later on. But that was a great swim there from Yannick Wieland, the Netherlands swimmer. And we move on to the women's 50 fly.
Stay down that far end. So 5 heats of butterfly to follow. Maria Romanovskaya from Repton in 1. Reid Molson, Borough Stockton 2. Zara Kravis from East Lothian Swim Team 3. Eve Wood from Orkney in 4. Mia McLeod, Swim IT in 5. Rosie Liston, City Glasgow in 6. And teammate Safina Machin in 7. Lovely to see a swimmer all the way down from Orkney at this meet. I think she swam the other day and swam pretty well. And she's off extremely well in lane 4, over in 7. Safina Machin also well there. So it's the Orkney lass, Eve Wood, still with the advantage, and if anything, pulling away. Great to see someone from up there doing so well. Eve Wood has got this one. Outside lanes, 1 in 7. Romanovskaya in 2nd. And what a cracking time from Eve, 29.
So that does get her in fast into a junior final at the moment.
29.46, over half a second clear.
Yeah, so
Maria and Safina 30.37, almost a whole second further back. So
29.65 was the 8th fastest in the junior. There'll be others coming after who will be worried about that one.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed that she maybe gets a swim later on.
Heat 2, Grace Courtney in 1, Maya Reynard in 2, Grace Conroy in 3, Evie O'Halloran Hutchison in 4, Ailsa Clubb in 5, Katie Rose in 6, Carolina Rasmussen in 7, and Ashley Drake in 8. Good start in lane 7. That's Carolina Rasmussen. Ashley Drake going well in 8 as well. Lane 5, Ailsa Clubb. Maybe 7 and 8, and also in 3 here, Grace Conroy. Pretty close across the field. I think it's maybe going to be though lane 3. Grace Conroy coming through, the Repton swimmer. And she does 29.70. It's a nice swim there. Second, Ailsa Clubb. Aberdeen Dolphin 29.98. Katie Rose came through third, 30.44.
29.46 that previous heat. Still pretty good.
Still the Orkney swimmer.
So we have our third heat, Charlotte Room, Devencio in 1. Anna De Grussa from Best in 2. Maisie Guilford, University of Bath 3. Zoe Crawford first in 4. Emily Cumming, Kinross 5. Leila Weatherspoon, Arta Midlothian 6. Jana van Kooten from the Netherlands in 7. And Megan Donovan, City Peterborough, is in 8. So they're all at the sort of mid to high 29s here. I've got a motor to get it, have a chance. Very good start in 7. Jana van Kooten also well there. In lane 3 is Maisie Gifford. That's Van Houten over in 7. That's maybe going to take this one just from Maisie Gifford. And Van Houten just forging clear. It's a cracking time from Jana. Second is Maisie, and very close for third, perhaps lane 6.
So that gets Jana into the B final. 27.85 was the 8th time in that B final, so she's just swum herself, hopefully, maybe, into a second swim this evening. Maisie Gifford also in that older age group. Leila Weatherspoon, 29.93. Still Eve Wood, but that's great. Somebody into the B final there. Fantastic swim from...
Both these girls are not juniors, so that time for Leila, I think it was what, 29.93. Yep. And keeps her in a mix, perhaps. So that 29.46, the best junior time so far, with 2 more heats to go.
Heidi Wren in 1, Laurie de Lehanif in 2, Kirsty Breek in 3, Amber Stevenson 4, Nubia Adeji in 5, Natalie Marshall in 6, Abby Winstanley 7, Orla McInnes in 8, and it's Abby Winstanley going strong on her inside. Natalie Marshall, West Lothian swimmer, who's going well. Also here in lane 1, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow swimmer, but it's going to be lane 7, I think, Abby Winstanley, 29.17. Heidi Wren 29.39, so that's now the fastest junior this afternoon, and she will possibly have squeezed out Eve Wood.
Natalie Marshall also
29.45 as well.
29.45 goes to a little bit faster.
So they're knocking on the door of that junior final, and this is the last heat here.
So Mary Wood in 1. University of Aberdeen Performance. 2, Charlotte Williams, Hatfield. 3, Faith Dura, Edinburgh University. 4, Melissa Mainwaring, Swim West Lothian. 5, Emma Hutchison, Edinburgh University. 6, Angelina Roman from the Netherlands. 7, Lydia Parker, University of Bath. And 8, Madison Cool from Bucky.
So Melissa won the junior 50 back last night, and Maddie had a fantastic 100 fly yesterday,
didn't she? She had a cracking fly, so look for lane 8 perhaps. She's off fairly well, but lane 6, Angelina Roman with the advantage, the Dutch girl, and I think she's going to take this one, Tony. She's body length clear. Well. Going well in 3 is Faith Yuda, and that's how it's going to finish. And lane 8, Madison Cool. It's a cracking swim from Madison. I don't know if that was faster than Heidi Wren, 29.18. It's there. It was there or thereabouts.
29.13 was
Faith Yuda. I think she's old Warner swimmer. Not sure if she's ex-Warner or not, but yeah, perhaps not.
I think Maddie will get herself. Sorry, Angelina will get herself into that junior final for sure.
Yeah.
But it's very close for the remaining places, so we'll just have to wait until that gets confirmed. So we have 9 heats now of the men's 100 freestyle. That's first heat, Fergus Woodward, Portobello in 1, Kane Buchanan, Dundee City Aquatics in 2, Logan van der Meulen, Sterling Swim in 3, Finlay Nelson, Dumfries in 4. In 5, Thomas Swales from Nova Centurion, Dylan Cashmore, South Ayrshire in 6. 7, David Smith, Glen Rothis. And in lane 8, Finlay Sang, City of Glasgow. Just so you know, in this one, it's a total 51.29 for the B final. And there are a couple at the end here who might be touching on that. The junior final, only 2 swimmers this morning. 52.44 is the slowest of them, so there's 6 places up for grabs in the juniors. David Smith.
None of them are going to be troubling the junior final with a 26.98 split.
Not in this heat, but once you get through to the back end, yep, there's a number of swimmers in the last 2-3 heats that you would be looking at. But let's focus on this one. Right there again in 7 and 8.
That's where the action is, Tony, far side.
Also lane 1.
Yeah.
But
David
lane 7 it looks like. Oh, it was Logan van der Meulen. Good finish from him. 56.39, just around his entry time, just over. David Smith second, as you can see on the screen there, and Thomas Swales just 100th behind the Glen Rothis swimmer.
Second heat, Joshua Robinson, Dermot Side in 1, Jake Holmes, City Glasgow 2, Edward Bell, Seagulls in 3, James Gordon, Perth City in 4, Zach Slater, East Lothian Swim Team 5, Joshua Sakri, City of Peterborough 6, 7 Max Pelosi, City of Glasgow, and 8 Christopher Thurlow from Farnham.
He isn't swimming this morning. He pulled out the 50 breast, he's pulled out of this well.
So 7 just go in this one, as Tony mentions. 55 through to 55.88. Strong start in lanes 3 and 5. Edward Bell, Zach Slater. I think Slater perhaps is going to touch first. 27.84. Sorry, 25.84, 25.94 for Bell. So
Edward looking strong here. Sorry, Zach Slater looking very strong, and Edward. It's really between these two, isn't it? Zach Slater, East Lothian swimmer, 16-year-old.
He's coming through very strongly to take this one, Tony. Yep, Slater, Bell, and who's going to get third, lane 1 perhaps?
Wow, that's a
Joshua Robinson, 50.
It's nearly a second and a half up on his entry time there for Zach.
Yeah. Extremely fast last 50 from Zach.
We'll put him in potential, you'd have thought, for that junior. A lot of 52s coming, but he's got himself in with a shout at least.
Yeah.
Heat 3, Marius Gringelis in 1 from Edinburgh Uni. Ben Houghton, City of Manchester in 2. Vincent Dwyer, Edinburgh Uni in 3. Victor Dryhaw, Farnham in 4. Ben Kelly, Warnder Swimmer in 5. Adam Ritchie, Stirling University in 6. Stefan Omchenko, Israeli Junior Team in 7. And Micah Van Blerk, Warnder in lane 8.
No lane 1, Tony.
Sorry, missed that.
Oh, your caption DNS, the Dutch swimmer Marius Gringelis.
Strong start in lane 4. Victor Dryhaw from Farnham, Danish team, 25.93, just ahead of Vincent Dwyer. Really looking strong, Victor. Seen Zach Slater go a 53 in the previous heat, so he's got something to aim for. Looking strong as well in lane 6, Adam Ritchie, the Stirling Uni swimmer, coming back really hard on this final 15. And is he going to do enough? Not quite, but it's a 54.25 for Victor. Adam Ritchie fast finishing. Comes in on a 54.64. And third, just behind him, Ben Houghton, 54.69.
Gate number 4. 1, Greer van der Meulen from Stirling Swimming. 2, Cameron Jimison, Repton. 3, Swalik Talib, Stirling University. 4, Tom Robinson from Aberdeen Dolphins. 5, Mads Muller from Hovenstatens. 6 Finn Bremner, Wanderbass. 7 Stridder-Gulen, also Wanderbass. And 8 we have Elias No from St Holbach. High 53s to mid 54s in this one. Very level start from the whole field. Cameron Jimison perhaps in 2, just shades it far side. Ellis No going well.
Cameron Jameson though.
It is lane 2, Cameron 26.01. Now we're probably around the 54-second territory here. Tom Robertson well there. So it's the near side, just with that slight advantage. Lane 8 still going well. Let's know that finishing strongly, Swallow Tillib. I think he's going to take this in lane 3. Tom Robertson in 4 and an 8. Let's know got that 54.22. 54.25 for Swallow and 54.32. Very tight finish again there.
Very close across all of them, really. Yeah, less than a second between 7 of them. Into heat 5, Frederick Jorgensen from Farum in 1. Finley Wright, University of Bath in 2. Vessel Stoopers, Hoofstaten in 3. Finley Club, Aberdeen Dolphins in 4. Nathan Holmes, University of Bath in 5. Pablo Ortega Navarro, Spain in 6. Brogan McAviney in Limerick National Centre in 7. And Dean Fern back in the pool in lane 8. Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer. And team going well. Lane 6 as well. Pablo Ortega Navarro, the Spaniard. And in 4, Finley Club, Aberdeen Dolphins. Also going out hard. Still very close though, but it's going to be Finley. 25.7. So it's a nice, one of the fastest splits we've seen. Line 5 though coming through. Nathan Holmes, University of Bath swimmer. He's had a strong second 50, and it looks like it is going to be Nathan. Entry time was a 53.32. As he comes into the flags, is he going to get close to that? And he's just over 53.39. Good. Just over his entry time. Frederick Jorgensen, 53.94, joint second with Finley Club. Swimming there. Moving on to the next heat here.
1 Brodie Gordon Gibson, Wanderbass. 2 Liam McLaughlin, Edinburgh University. 3 Peter Allen, Stirling University. 4 is Daniel Drovchov from Israel. 5 Jack Murphy, Stirling University. 6 Molly Pritchard from Perth City, empty lane in 7. And 8 Greg Fairbairn, Stirling University. 53s through to 53.25. Pretty level from most of the field, but lane 5, Jack Munsey just shading it at the moment. Jack's already swum an 800 earlier today, and has the advantage at halfway mark, 25.46. So we're probably somewhere maybe in the 53s, low 53s perhaps. Once he's still going well, and coming through to challenge is Peter Allen in lane 3, but no one's going to get anywhere near Munsey in this one. Peter Allen in second, and third place in lane 1, Brodie Gordon Gibson. Well, that was pretty super. 52.53. Did expect sub 53 in that one after that first leg.
Showing his stamina from his distance. He's also 4, 8 and 15, well, 4 and 800 swimmer anyway, so good sprint there from Jack in heat 7. Lane 1, Gabriel El-Madib. Lane 3, Ross Leslie from Edinburgh University. Henrik Mascarenas, University of Bath in 4. Tom Donker, PSV Eindhoven in 5. Adam Strickland, Derwentsside in 6. Luke Iveson, Loughborough Uni in 7, and in 8, Liam Dawson. Good start in lane 3 from Ross Leslie, the Aberdeen Uni swimmer. Also Tom Donker from PSV Eindhoven. And Henrik Mascarenhas, Angolan swimmer, in 4. And it's pretty close, maybe 8, I think. Liam Dawson, 24.63, Derventio swimmer, 18-year-old, so he'll be gunning for this junior final at least. And he is looking very, very strong, Liam Dawson. Taking it hard in that first 50, and it's paying off here. He's still getting caught up a little bit by Luke Ibsen, the Loughborough swimmer. And in lane 5, it's Tom Donker from PSV. And it's a tight finish. Who's going to get it? It's Luke Ibsen just gets it in a 52.47. 52.52 Tom Donker, and Liam Dawson 52.67. That should get him in his junior final, I'd have thought, but we'll have to just wait to see.
A few more juniors to come in our final 2 heats. Adam Graham in 1 from Millfield School. 2, Sam Winston, National Centre Limerick. 3, Nir Hay from Israel. 4, Mars Verhala from Eindhoven. 5, Tom Excel from Loughborough University. 6, Miles Lapsley, Edinburgh University. 7, Evan Davidson, Perth City. And 8, Lewis Cruz from Oslo. It's lane 5 with that early advantage. Not much in it though. Excel and Cruz. I think just Excel. Verhala and Cruz, 24.69.
It's the fastest 50, I think.
Very tight. Verhala now coming through very strongly to challenge. And, he might just be shading it. Not much in it. Also near Hay in 3 with a late surge. It's as though it's going to be Excel, Verhala and Hay. 51.86. First one under 52, Tony.
Yeah, just missing out on the B final, 51.29, but it's a good swim from Tom. Faster than his entry time, so he'll be happy with that, I would think. Final heat. Tom Truman, Nova Centurion in 1, Sebastian Griesen, Hoofstatten in 2, Arian Din, University of Bath in 3, Jacob Wibley, Repton School in 4, Casper Pugard, Hoofstatten in 5, Luke Van Roy, PSV Eindhoven in 6, Scott Gibson in 7, Edinburgh Uni swimmer, and Cody Dunyan in lane 8. Should be good. So peppering on the B final, these guys. Some of them are juniors, so let's see where they fare. The 2 guys in the centre lanes, Jacob Wibley and Casper Pugard, both juniors. Casper in lane 5 is a European Junior medal winner, not at this event. Fly is his best event, but he's going out hard, as is lane 7, Scott Gibson. He's got his 50 backstroke record holder, Scott. And Casper second. Third was Jacob Wibley. So what have these guys got in this last 50? Luke Van Roy in 6 as well, going strong, catching up Scott, Casper, and Jacob Wibley in 4 and 5. Arian Din not out of it in 3, the Bath swimmer. And it's going to be though between Luke and Scott. And Scott holds on in 51.67. Luke Van Roy just edged out 51.73, and Jacob Wibley takes third in a 52.6. So we'll just have to wait to understand that junior final. Very tight. Moving on now, women's 200 backstroke.
Another large number of heats ahead of us, which is good to see all of these younger swimmers getting the chance this afternoon. The first heat has 4 going in that. In lane 3, we have Molly Weir from Swim West Lothian. 4, Tatenda Tainga from the borough of Stockton. In 4, Eligal Murray from Dundee City Aquatics. And in lane 5, Alexander Miller, Faldhouse Penguins. I was wondering when we'd get a penguin in the water. We have this afternoon, Tony.
Your wish has been made, Robert.
It has indeed.
And 16-year-olds here.
2:33 and 2:34 entry times, barely separated by half a second here. Look for a very close contest. Well, that's what we hope for. But the girls will be wanting to try and improve on their entry times if they can. Opportunity for some of these Scottish-based swimmers to get times for our age groups in, I think it's about 5 weeks' time, Tony.
It's actually 4 weeks, yeah. 4 weeks, starts 4 weeks on Tuesday, I think. The week after the British trials in Sheffield. There'll be Scottish national age groups up in Aberdeen. Running the Wednesday through to the Sunday. Always a good meet. Lane 6, Alexandra Miller taking the early running here. The penguin that Robert was referring to. 5th in East Districts in this event. Just coming into second, lane 4, Tenda Tienga from Borough Stockton. Borough Stockton, I should say. So 1:14.22.
If she can maintain that same pace for the next 200, then we're looking at a nice wee PB.
Yeah, that be down in the low 2:30s. Eminently doable if you can keep this going. To the backstroke, can I expect your second 50, your third and fourth to be not dissimilar if you're on it. So Alexandra turns. Slightly over, 39.5.
Strong finish, at least she doesn't have to worry about the turn, so nice strong finish will get her a little PB. The pink cap of Dundee City Aquatics, Isla Gilmurray, now making a late surge.
15-year-old. Yeah, she was she got silver at the Scottish Summer Meet last July up in Aberdeen. Coming through in that 15-year-old category, but she's not going to catch Alexandra Miller. Is she going to get into that? 2:32.61, so a nice PB for her. 2:34.55 for Isla, just outside her entry time, and in third there it was Tatenda Tienga. She's a few seconds over her entry time.
To the second heat rather. I think we have a full house in this one. So I'll read the names for Tony's benefit. In 1, Rosie Liston, City Glasgow 2, Natalie Cooper, Warner Bass 3, Susie Smith from first 4, Nadine Wilson, Borough Stockton 4, Alex Coy, 5 rather, Alex Coy, Warner Bass 6, Mia McLeod, Swim IT 7, Lucy Diagosa, Best, and 8, Gina Wren, City Glasgow.
Full house again. Was I meant to read them out, Robert?
I'm saving you I'm giving your voice for the latter stages. You've got a lot to do tonight, I'm sure, as well.
I'll try and keep up with the rules. Right, Rosie Liston in 1 there. Good start from her. In lane 3, Zuzia Smith, the first swimmer. And the 6th this side of the pool. They've pulled away a little bit. Lane 8 as well, though. Gina Wren, 14-year-olds. But at the moment, it's lane 3, Zuzia Smith. She's going to hit the 50. And she does in a 35.08. Pretty close across the field, though.
Maybe just coming back to that last event, 50 metre pools. We don't have too many of them, Tony, in Scotland, and unfortunately the swimmers up in the Dundee area in Tayside are having to travel further afield because the pool in Dundee is closed and has been closed for a wee while, so they're not getting the practice that some of the swimmers in the area around here and up in Aberdeen and through in Glasgow get.
Yeah, very frustrating for them. I think post-COVID it's been difficult enough to get pools to swim in, and then when you find the one nearest to you closed, that's very tricky. Susie Smith there with Natalie Cooper only 100th behind her. So Susie, the first swimmer. And also there in lane 3 is, so that's Susie in 3, Natalie in 2, and out there in 6 it's Mia McLeod from SIMIT. So it looks like it's those 3. Maybe lane 4 coming through, Nadine Wilson from the Borough of Stockton. All to play for. I think it's Natalie now. 1:53.27. So just starting to pull away. This is familiar territory for her, but it's Susia coming back as well, and also in Mia McLeod. So it's all to play for with 25 to go. And I think it is Susia who just got overtaken for a length or so by Natalie, but she's come back strong in this final 50. Average time 2:30.8. I don't think she's going to get that, but it's going to be close. And maybe Mia or Susia. Susia, 2:32.25.
Just about on her entry time, Tony.
Yeah.
Very much her event and backstroke, Susia.
That was a nice swim from all in there, just over their entries, but that's fairly solid in the top 3 there. And moving on to.
That's what we've found over the weekend, Tony. A lot of them are swimming maybe a second or two just over their entry times. Of course, some of them could be long course conversions from short course to long course.
Yep.
And if they've not done long course swimming, if you've got more practice at the turns, you have less turns on the long course. So
yeah, and backstroke in particular has a big impact on the turns. You get underwater for as long as the 15 metres will allow you, so it really does make a big difference on the backstroke.
It's like an empty lane in 5,
yeah.
No Kiana Bellotti.
So
we have Niamh Wilson from Warner Bass. Naomi Wilson, Warner Bass. 2, Isabel Fox, Derwentside. 3, Holly Gilly from Morpeth. 4, Adia Sulaku from Devenshaw. Empty lane is the same 5. 6, we have Lucy Atherton. Not sure what's happened in 7.
That 7 took a little bit of an early start there.
Just check what's going to happen here. It might be that swimmer is not allowed to swim if she's gone early. So we do have a swimmer in 7, but that will be a disqualification at the end of the race. And 8 is Jessica Thomas from the Borough of Stockton. I'll just come back to that once we get underway, Tony, on disqualification and everything for our listeners.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation, but
you can see the swimmers are having being asked by our officials just to relax and calm them all down. We have these wee hiccups from time to time at the start, and it's to make sure everybody gets a very fair advantage.
Yep, always disappointing for the swimmer. And the rules have changed over the years. You used to be able to do a full start and not get DQ'd straight away. We've got another slight issue here with the starter, so we're gonna. But yeah, the rules have changed. 20, 30 years ago, you could do up to only on the third full start would you get DQ'd, even if you did it deliberately. And I think just to save time and fairness, really, gradually that rule has become far more draconian, and any hint of a full start, you're out.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in lane 7 there. She just thought she'd heard the start, pushed off, and that was her.
Yep.
Sometimes you can do that, and it's not deemed a full start in a
it's very
disqualification.
Much down, very much down to the starter and the referee. They're the ones that are really in charge. The starter will say these magic words, take your marks. And the moment those are said, then the swimmers, regardless whether they're doing backstroke or they're on the blocks, must stay totally stationary until the starting signal goes. If they do actually move off the block, or they, as in the case in lane 7, move off the wall before that starting signal goes, unless there is a specific reason, that swimmer will be disqualified. That reason might be there's a lot of background noise, and if in the judge's opinion that was a factor, then the swimmer will get the opportunity, but it doesn't happen very often. So that's that takes care of the sort of DQ at the start.
The technicalities sorted with. I like a bit of technicalities. So let's reprise who's in this. Naomi Wilson in 1, Isabel Fox in 2, Holly Gilly in 3, Adea Saluku in 4, Lucy Atherton in 6, and Jessica Thomas in lane 8. Quite hard for the lane 8 swimmer there, really. Pretty much out in a limb, only one swimmer between her and lane 4. Sometimes advantageous, you just crack on, do your own race, don't worry about anybody else. She's going pretty well. And it's lane 3, Holly Gilly.
You would see on your caption, lanes 5 and 7, you got a DNF, did not swim. Technically that's correct for lane 5, but for lane 7, that caption really shouldn't have come up. It does because it's the people who are giving you our live stream, which we're very grateful for. But at the end of the race, when we have the 8 swimmers, you will see the first 6 with times. Lane 5 should be a did not swim, DNS, and lane 7 will be a DQ. But we see that at the end, folks. In lane 3, Holly Gilly, 1:11.07, a little bit faster as we move into the slightly faster heats. She's gone off very strongly indeed.
A couple of seconds faster than the previous heat, so
not seen many swimmers from Morpeth. I think this might be the first one of the weekend, Tony, unless I've missed one earlier on.
No, I usually show a good strolling in these Scottish meets, just up the A1.
Yeah.
But, she's making most of her opportunity here, Holly, 15-year-old. Let's see, last 50 was a 36.7. See if she's on that. 38 is a slightly, second and a bit slower. 1:49.24, but she's now 4 seconds faster than the previous heat, so she's going to be, entry time was at 2:28, so she's going to be there or thereabouts on this one. And Adea Solaku in lane 4, also pulling away from the rest of the field. It's pretty much a straight.
It's third place is up for grabs tonight. I think it's Lucy Atherton, the Hartskillow in 4, in 6 rather, just shades third.
Alex Coy in lane 1 coming back hard. Sorry, Naomi Wilson in 1 coming back hard. 2:25.53, that's a big improvement for Holly Gilly. Great swimming from her. She really back-ended that one strongly. 2:28.65 for Adea, so that's slightly over her entry. And it was Naomi, just edged out Lucy Atherton.
So there you have, as I say, six swimmers, the times. Did not swim for Kiana Bellotti, and disqualification, Jessica Beaton, which was because of that start. So on to heat number 6. Looks like we have another empty lane in lane 8. So we have Fern Crichton from Dundee City Aquatics in 1. Katie Rose, Wanderbass 2. 3, our teammate Phoebe Arbuckle. Nice to see her doing a backstroke after the freestyle distance.
Yep.
4 is Coco Croxford from Stirling Swimming. 5, Safina Machin from the City of Glasgow. Another 2 Wander, that's a Wander takeover, Tony. Rosie Foster in 6, and Natasha Simpson in 7.
And bear in mind, Rosie Foster had that amazing finish on her 1500 freestyle probably about 25 minutes ago. So this is
having a wee swim down now.
This is what you call a training day in the competition pool, I think.
It's Coco off to a strong start. This white cap of Stirling going very nicely indeed. 2:24.20 is her entry time. Savina Machin in lane 5, 2:24.40. So those 2 girls taking it out pretty strongly, along with Fern Crichton from Dundee City Aquatics.
I think this is one of the few races where we've had all Scottish swimmers in a heat at this meet. Does it represent the international nature of the meet to say that? And it's the two girls in the centre, Coco and Safrina, 15 and 16-year-olds. Coco is second in the age groups, junior national squad member, 110.4.
And if they'd been really clever, they would have had one from every district. We have 2 from the west, 1 from the Midlands, and 4 from the east, all from Warnder. The Warnder contingent not doing all that well at the moment.
No,
they're 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th.
They are indeed.
It's advantage with Safina.
It's pretty close though between her and Coco in there, 4 and 5.
2 West District swimmers to the fore here. Safina Machin having a really good swim here, Tony, 148.84.
She's up on the previous heat, that was a 225, so that's on or thereabouts her entry, I would say.
Coco trying to come back at her though. Best of the rest is in that later stage. Phoebe Arbuckle with a late surge. She won't catch the Coca Croxford is flying at the end. Looks as though she's left plenty in the tank in the final
really
50.
Back well.
Coca Croxford going to take this. Fina Machin in second. Oh, what's Fern Crichton going to get third? Doesn't look like it. Coco, Safina, and it's lane 2. No, Katie Rose. I thought Katie Rose maybe just got that arm out. But
long arm of Phoebe Arbuckle just beat her to it.
Just got it and no more. Just a little bit over their entry times.
Yeah, across the board there, just 2 or 3 seconds over their entries. End of a long weekend for all these swimmers into heat number 5. Catherine Renfrew in lane 1. Zoe Crawford in 2 from first. Jessica Keogh, Hatfield in 3. Charlotte Williams from Hatfield in 4. Melissa Menney, East Kilbride in 5. Isla Ince from Millfield in 6. Ella Stevenson, City of Glasgow in 7. And Eleanor Broughton from Repton School in lane 8.
One thing to watch at the finish, with this being the second fastest heat, you will probably see quite a number of the girls potentially, when they finish, stretching that arm out and virtually being submerged towards the finish. I will come back to that in the next heat about rule changes, Tony.
Yep, more rule changes. Good start in lane 7 there. Ella Stevenson, City of Glasgow swimmer. Going off to a flyer. Good start, Catherine Renfrew as well, in Perth City swimmer in lane 1.
Don't be confused with the pink caps. It's not Dundee City Aquatics, folks. It's Hatfield, one of the few clubs in England that have that pink distinctive cap.
And Melissa Menney, 33.7. And that's the fastest. No, it's just slightly slower than the swim of Holly Gilly. But to see whether these swimmers have managed to hold it together throughout the 200.
We've not had many disqualifications over the whole course of the meet, Tony.
Very few.
Most of them have maybe been probably starting in fractions. There's been very few turns or anything like that.
You kind of expect that at a meet like this, kind of higher level international meet. You wouldn't be expecting many sort of technical mistakes, I suppose. So 110 there. Catherine Renfrew in 1. That is on the one. That's on her 225 pace. But they're really spread out across the field here, aren't they? One lanes 1, 3, 4, and 7. Still in with a chance.
When they do come to the turns, most of the swimmers will turn onto the front and immediately pull with one arm. They have the opportunity to pull with both arms, and then they must immediately initiate the turn. That's where some of them, if they misjudge things, they'll turn that a little bit early. They'll glide in, and because they've not done it immediately, that's where the disqualifications really occur on backstroke. But they've been all pretty good.
Great sort of middle section here from Jessica Keogh from Hatfield. All of a sudden, she's pulled away from the rest of them. Lane 1, Catherine Renfrew still in with a shout.
Just keep your eye on how the girls finish.
And it's Catherine. Well done. 2:24.70. So that's a nice for her. Slightly over entry, but that'll.
Yep.
That's the fastest this afternoon. So she's in with a shout, you'd think, to get into that junior final for sure. Final heat. Isabel Wood in 1. Sterling swimming. Hannah Willis from City of Peter in 2. Susan McNair. Sterling swimming in 3. Carla Mail-Haru. Villefranche in 4, Harriet Oxley, Repton in 5, Melissa Mainwaring, West Lothian in 6, Rebecca Peterson, Hivstaten in 7, and Michael Flickstein, Israeli junior national team in 8. All present and correct.
Looks that way, Tony. Yeah, just one last thing on the backstroke. We did have a new rule change on Friday. That flag that you see on your screen, that's a 5 metre flag, which the swimmers will use to judge when they're going to be doing their turns. When they go beyond that 5 metre mark, once that head goes beyond that 5 metre mark at the finish, they can be totally submerged when they hit the wall. If they're totally submerged at any point during the race, that's a disqualification. You used to be able to, when you went past that flag, you had to have a part of your body above the water before you touch, but that changed as of Friday. So
I suspect we'll see that exploited later on in the season, in the summer. World Championships this year. It'll be interesting to see how,
especially with some of the big guys. We'll use that to maximum advantage, I'm sure. Carla Haru, 32:21. Oh, that's a very strong start, Tony.
that is a lot faster than
Melissa Mainwaring over a second further back. Oh, she's opened up a massive gap already.
so she went at 2:20 just reasonably recently, so this is going to be quite a swim if she can keep this going. I think this is possibly the 2:20 is the B final time, and if she carries on like this, she's going to be absolutely in with a shout for that. Too old for the junior final, 18, so 34. She does another 2:34s.
Yeah, half a chance of the A final here.
If she does another 2:36s, she's still got a chance. So this is going to be get a good chance of understanding how well or not she's going to get to that at the turn here. If she's anywhere near 36 on this 50, she's even 37 to be honest. She's got a chance at that 2:20.
No surprise to see Susie McNair in lane 3 coming through.
Another 34. Should actually be looking at the A final, because this is
this is A final territory, definitely. Without a doubt. 2:17 I think or better will get her into that A final.
So I think maybe her entry time was an old time.
We'll give her the benefit of the doubt, won't we? Yeah.
Going well in lane 8, 16-year-old Maital Flickstein, the Israeli swimmer. So she's in for a junior, but could also be in for a. So this is.
What a great swim.
Smashed it.
Oh yeah, I think that's an A final. Well, that apparently she's 6th fastest, Tony.
So I think she's probably in the A final.
It's not a bad swim after all.
Yeah, Maital Flickstein, 2:22, so that'll get her into the junior final for sure.
Susie McNair with 2:22.72. Smidgen slower than her entry time, but again, that pretty good effort for Susie. I'm sure that will get her into the junior final.
Yeah, so that's the second day in a row. Somebody's gone from the afternoon into the A final.
And I've been waiting all week for my swimmer in number 1 to appear, Liam Gorzinski from Montefief.
You've been practicing that all week, haven't you?
Yeah, the people up at Montefief will be pleased that I'm doing a live stream, Tony.
Have they been giving you lessons?
They have indeed, yeah.
Well, it's paid off. That sounded absolutely perfect there.
Yeah.
Do you want to say it again, just to...
Liam Gorzinski,
fantastic.
And I think off the top of my head, he was the very first swimmer from Montefief to ever medal at Scottish National Age Group Championships, which he did last April.
Good on him.
I think it was 100 backstroke, Tony.
Very good. And this is a 200 today.
It's a 200 today, but I'm pretty certain it was 100 back. If that's not the case, the people at Montefief will have me, lynched the next time I'm up there.
get you on Twitter one day, Robert.
Well, no, yeah, I don't do social media, folks, so...
Yeah, he got a bronze, didn't he? Scottish Summer Meet last year, and third in the national age groups as well.
Well, there you go.
16-year-old.
And I haven't even been checking the notes, Tony.
Well, it sounds like you got a bit of a grilling for getting his name wrong, so you've probably got it absolutely burnt into your brain. Shall we tell them who else is in the heat? Liam Gorzinski in lane 1, Moni Feith, Oscar Joost from Fareham in 2, Jake Holmes, City of Glasgow in 3, teammate David Landman, City of Glasgow in 4, Logan van der Meulen, Stirling Swim in 5, Lewis Young, Dumfries in 6, and Fraser Tetlow in 7 from Gary. So it's one of the van der Meulens, Logan this time. Well, he won the West Districts, didn't he?
Yeah,
when he did this
indeed.
time.
Yeah, he been very impressive at districts last year or so.
Well, that's a good halfway time, 104.
Well, that explains why Liam's coach is down today from Moni Feith. Rachel's keeping an eye on him.
And you, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. And Logan going very nicely indeed. Oh, he's cruising, isn't he?
He's working hard, but he's looking good. 218 at 104. We'll see now. So 35. So if he can keep that up, he's going to be in the 215-ish, I would think.
Indeed.
And your favourite swimmer in 1 on a 37.
Yeah, he's probably 222.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be much faster for Logan.
Lewis Young also, as you say, from Dumfries over on the far side, coming through strongly.
Cracking swim here from Logan van der Meulen.
From Logan. 2:14.51. Well, he's pulled something out the bag there.
Yeah.
And well, Liam Gorzinski also saved a wee bit. Got a lot left in the tank there. Both these guys. Great to see Logan under 2:15, and also great to see Liam under 2:20.
Smashed it.
Yep. Well done, fellas.
They've set a high bar. See whether these guys can match that. Keane Smith, City of Glasgow in 1, Robbie Thompson, Shetland in 2, Corey Phillip, Dundee City Aquatics in 3, Jack Docherty-Simpson from Scotia in 4, in 5, Sean Griffiths, Warren de Baths, Highlands Tom Armitage in 6, Orlando Deering in 7 from City of Peterborough, and University of Aberdeen's Logan Jackson in 8.
Looks as though we don't have Keane Smith from City of Glasgow. I don't know whether he's got an injury. I think he was down to swim at Districts a couple of weeks ago and was a no-show, so it may be that he's under the weather at the moment. So 2:15 through to 2:18, entry times in this, Tony. So we'll see how this one develops. But a nice start in lane 2, Robbie Thompson from Shetland.
Much more even across the pool this time.
Tom Armitage from the Highlands swim team going well.
That's the Scotia swimmer. Was into this heat fastest qualifier. And he's showing good form here. Also lane 6, Tom Armitage, as you said, Highland swimmer. Between them, Sean Griffiths and Warren, they're just trying to keep with them. And Dundee City Aquatics, Corey Phillip in 3, but it's bright green cap of Jack Docherty-Simpson from Scotia.
Becomes confusing when you also have Jack Simpson swimming beside him.
So 105.03, so he's slightly...
Yeah.
So Scotia, one of the few clubs that don't really, you wouldn't know where they were. So that's just Bishopbriggs, just north of Glasgow.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the smaller clubs in the west, Tony, but they produce some pretty useful sprinters.
And he's had a good third 50 here, Jack. Very strong, looking strong. 35, 34. So if he can keep that up, that's lower than is going to be faster than his 2:15 if he can do another 34. So it's a possibility he could go faster than Logan.
Yeah, Scotia, the club that Katie Shannon started at
Indeed.
many years ago.
She's a Bishop Briggs girl.
Yeah. It's looking good for Jack.
Yep. That's a strong swim.
Can he get inside 2:15? It would be nice to see him get close to that.
Ooh.
Well, it's pretty good. He'll be pretty well chuffed to that. 2:15, decent swim. Very much on his entry time, just inside it as well. Tom Armitage, the Highlands team swimmer, also improving by over a second, and Corey Phillip from Dundee City Aquatics. Nice respectable swim from him in third place. I told you there was a Jack Simpson. Also from the west, from East Kilbride.
All too tricky, just sent to triers.
Yeah.
And we'll start with him, Jack Simpson in this heat.
Yeah,
East Kilbride swimmer, lane 1.
Empty lane in 2, I think, Tony.
Owen Williamson, East Lothian in 3. Finn Bremner, Warrender in 4. Jacob Schmidt from Holbeek in 5. Joseph Edgar, Derwentside in 6. Ewan Beatty, Warrender in 7. Carl Mitchell, Katie in 8.
And you understand the entry times, they're pretty similar, Jack Doherty Simpson and Jack Simpson. That's why I've got to be very, very precise when I'm over in the west, making sure that they're in the right lane.
Just, you do get the same name swimmers on occasions, don't you? But
yeah.
But my son Ian Rose, there's another Ian Rose that used
Yeah.
to swim for Warrender. He was a breaststroker, thank goodness. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was slightly odd. Spelled exactly the same way in the same club, let alone in the same district.
Yeah, we also have 2 Adam Scotts in the west.
We do.
Yeah, one from Wren, one from City Glasgow. Thankfully, one is 15 and one is 16 this year, so that they sometimes can swim in the same heat next to one another. Anyway, back to the action. Lane 5, I think, Tony, with the advantage, Jacob Schmidt. And very fast, 30. That's over second fast in the previous hits. So we're on the 2:12 mark. We're dropping by roughly 3 seconds for each of these heats. So we're maybe in the 2:11 territory in this one.
Yeah, that's a strong start from Jacob Schmidt, coming over from Holbeek, Danish team. Quite a strong contingent of Danish, a number of different clubs. This is one of them. He's 24. Next to him, Finn Bremner, Warrender local swimmer. So 32.81.
Yeah, I think we're in the series 2:11 category now.
Yeah.
Finn Bremner going well.
Yeah, he's keeping up. And out there in lanes, outside lanes, Ewan Beatty and Carl Mitchell. Unfortunately for Jacob, he's not in that junior final territory. And 2:05 to get him in a B final. But this is him just swimming to get a good time here. Slowed by a couple of seconds on that 50, so I wonder whether he's beginning to feel it a little bit. To hang on, his Finn's coming back at him a little, and lane 7's having a good second half. Carl Mitchell.
So that 2:11 might not be on, it might be nearer 2:13 here. He seems to be tying up a bit as Finn Bremner comes back strongly.
2:12.
2:12 and a half. Yeah, Finn Bremner will be fairly happy with a 2:14.47.
That is improvement on his entry for Jacob, so that's good.
Let's go, Ben. Let's go, Ethan.
There's confirmation of that result. On to heat 4.
So a full complement in this one. Ben Twynham in 1, Devencio 2, James Bartley, Stirling University. 3, Isaac Buchan, Borough of Stockton. 4, Ethan Lawton, Devencio. 5 is Andrew Brodie, Aberdeen Dolphins. 6, Geir van den Mullen, Stirling Swim. 7, Cameron Jimison, Ripton. And 8, Cameron Don from City Glasgow. Having seen his wee brother go pretty fast, Greer van der Molen will probably want to try and get under 2:10.
I'm sure he will.
2:11:40.
Bragging rights in the van der Meulen household.
Indeed.
Up
Yeah.
for grabs.
Yeah.
And Isaac in lane 3 was in the junior 200 fly final last night. In fact, it was B final he was in. So he's already had some evening experience. See whether he can try that here. He's going to have to improve quite a bit, but only a couple of seconds really for Isaac to do that. So we'll see whether he's got form in this 200 back as well as his fly this weekend. But it's lane 4, Ethan Lawton, Davencio, 30:11. So similar to the previous heat. Also lane 7, Cramer and Jameson, and Greer, having been set that challenge by his younger brother, is sticking with them. Going well in lane 1 as well, Ben Twynham, Davencio swimmer. And it's Ben and Ethan at the moment. 1, 2, 4, 5. So
Greer van der Molen will have a lot to do in 4th place if he's want to get bragging rights. He's a long way off the lead at the moment.
but this could be a sub 2:10, I think. Pace, maybe, if you can keep this going, Ethan.
Certainly, we can turn somewhere around the 1:36 mark or inside that. In fact, might even get inside 1:36. Oh, it
So
just
he's there.
turns, yeah.
So he's held that pace, unlike the previous heat, and he's looking good, as is Ben Twynham. He'll be on the cusp of that 2:10 if he can just stick at it, Ben.
It's anybody's for 3rd place.
It really is.
Isaac Bucket coming through, perhaps in lane 3.
Yeah. Well, it's only one of those 5 for a 3rd, isn't it? But against the clock now, Ethan Lawton and Ben Twynham. So that's a nice swim from Ethan.
Cracking swim. They finished really strongly.
Ben Twynham, 2:10.97.70 is into that junior final for Ben. At the moment, 1 heat to go, and there are 3 juniors in this heat, and I think he's in at number 6 at the moment in that junior final. So he's going to
probably fancy his chances,
well,
unless these guys swim very much around their entry time.
Which if they do, then he won't be. But if they don't, then he's got a chance. So we'll keep an eye on that. This is great. It's like Test Match Special, this. We're
It is
getting
indeed.
coffee and cakes brought to us halfway through.
Yeah. It is only coffee, folks.
Oh, there's cake over there as well.
Is there cake? Oh yeah, of course there is cake, Tony. Empty lane in lane 4. So Cameron Travis decided this is 1 swim too many for the afternoon. 1, Edward Bell, Seagulls. 2, George Whittle, Davencio. 3, Yavik Halig from Israel. Those are the 3 juniors in this one that Tony referred to. Empty in 4. 5, Jacob Yule, Stirling University. 6, Joseph Martin, Derwent side. And 2 Stirling University swimmers, Angus Allison and Pierce Greening. 7 and 8. Lane 5, Jacob Yule off the strong start, Tony. 2:07.81 is the entry time, is through to 2:09. But you'd hope some of these guys can maybe get close to 2:05.
Got to go some to get there, haven't
Yeah,
they? But
certainly have.
lane 6 looking the most likely at the moment. That's Joseph Martin from Derwent side. Angus Allison, podium potential swimmer, better known as an IM swimmer, but clearly has to be pretty decent at all the strokes, and backstroke is one of his good, stronger events, and he's gone well in this first one, first 100.
Almost in the lead. 101.75. Oh, if they can maintain that, it's going to be pretty close to 206-ish territory.
Yep. And those 3 younger swimmers, Edward, George and Yahav, are on 210 territory, so just need to keep an eye on that.
Certainly George Whittle's going well, Tony. It's certainly going to be sub 2:10, quite comfortable. If anything, he's maybe sneaked into second place. But Angus Allison has got a good race on his hands here. 1:34.59.
It's a second faster than the previous, so they are in that 2:6 territory, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Angus has a reputation for fast finishing, and he's already got himself into first place. Is he going to be fast enough to get 2:05.64? Is that B final? Are we going to see him get in? I think he's going to just miss it, isn't he? Not that far away, but it's still going to be a good swim for him.
Very much on his entry time, Tony, and that's decent.
2:07, nice swim. Fast in his entry.
Yeah,
he'll be pleased with that.
Very pleased. And George Whittle will be in a junior final, I think.
Definitely in that junior final.
Comfortably with 2:08, and the Israeli lad, Avik Halig, also
should be in there as well.
Should be there or thereabouts.
Should from that previous heat. Ben Twynham, I think, to be confirmed. Official results will be issued, but also on Meet Mobile shortly, so you can check that out. But I think those three from the afternoon will get into their junior final, which is nice.
More penguins in the water, Tony.
And go like, are we at the zoo?
We have Ellen McPhee, Faulthouse Penguins, goes in 1. This is the 200 metres breaststroke. In 2, Lon Anderson from West Lothian. 3, Eva Kirkham from first. We have an empty lane in lane number 4. 5, we have Lucy Nimmo, City Glasgow. 6, Cassie Wiper, East Kilbride. 7, Aileen McNair, Montgambiers 10. And 8 is Erica Watt from Heart of Midlothian. Oh, this could be an interesting one. Kind of half fancy Lucy Nimmo, Cassie Wiper in 5 and 6. Lucy Nimmo has moved recently from Bellshill Sharks over to City of Glasgow, and that change seems to be working well for her. Gone off extremely strongly in lane 5, in lane 7 rather. Aileen McNair from M&B going to turn in second. Rest of the field all well there.
Strong start though from Lucy.
36.71. And near side, you see the snapshot. Ellen McPhee from Faulthouse, Lon Anderson, West Lothian, Eva Kirkham from first. Over on the other side, in 6, 7, 8, Cassie Wiper, Aileen McNair, Erica Watt. And, miles behind, by comparison, Lucy Nimmo, very strong start, 1:19.65. Pace there, roughly 43 seconds. The rest of them all pacing sort of 44s, 45s.
Start to a race here.
Cassie Wiper, I did say Cassie Wiper might be the threat. She's gone second, but a long way behind Lucy Nimmo. Second half of the race, Cassie will find the second half maybe that a wee bit stronger. She's got a heck of a lot, as have the rest, to do. Aileen McNair also with Cassie. And late charge is Eva Kirkham in lane 3. It's all about second place now.
Yep.
2:04.27, so we're in the sort of 250-ish territory for Lucy. Her entry time is 2:50.89. Fancy she'll be inside that.
Yep.
Eva might just get second, unless a charge comes from Lauren Anderson and Ellen McPhee on that side. Over on the far side, it's Aileen McNair and Cassie Wiper, but our leader is going to come well inside 250. This is a cracking swim from Lucy. She'll be delighted with that. Comes in 2:47.41. Who's going to get second? Cassie Wiper or Eva Kirkham? Eva Kirkham, Cassie Wiper and Eva Kirkham almost together. Can't say wiper. Well, I'm glad I got 1-2 right at the very start. 2:54.17, 2:54.19. Ellie McNair 2:54.69. That would be a great race if they'd been in the middle lanes, and we'd just taken Lucy out and put her in the next heat.
Well, Lucy has got herself in contention there for a junior final, because that's
it's a cracking swim. Yeah,
there's still a number of them to go, but their entries are in around that 2:47 mark. So we'll just keep an eye on that one. But that was a cracking.
Yeah,
off in the way. First heat, no pressure.
Lovely start.
She's changed her setup. It's really working for her.
Caris Mooney, our teammate, has decided again this is another swim too far for her. So Eva O'Halloran Hutchison in lane 2 from Derwent side. 3 is Jessica Schultz, Stirling University. 3, Perry Scobie, Stirling Swimming. 4, Abby Whitfield from Derwent side. 6 is Ailey Stewart from Warner Bath. 7, Lexine McCappin first. And 8, Leah Bullock from East Kilbride. Leah Bullock going well over that far side. She's been swimming pretty well at the West District recently, Tony. And Lexine McCappin, glutton for punishment after that 1500.
Yeah.
But good on her that she wants to get in the pool again and have another swim on the breaststroke. Wish her well.
1500 free to a 200 breaststroke. That's
it's quite demanding.
Yeah.
Sadly, we don't have a butterfly to follow her with that.
We had a 50 earlier on, didn't we?
We had a 50.
Yeah, it was 50, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't think she was doing that. But it's a strong start of Leah. The East Kilbride 17-year-old over an 8, and it's pretty even Steven across the middle. Jessica, Perry, Abby and Ailey. And not a lot between all of those swimmers. Leah, still within a second of the others. And they're all 43 highs there.
Oh, significantly slower than, well, I say significant, it's the second half slower. So we're in a sort of 250-ish territory, which would then almost just about guarantee Lucy and Nimmo a very good chance of getting into the junior final.
Yeah, 4 this morning. There were 2:44, so she just needs to be in the top. Needs to be in the top 4 this afternoon.
Well, third at West District recently, Leah, and going pretty well. Finalist at national age groups, so nice turn there in lane 4 from Stirling last, Perry Scobie.
Yeah.
Just eats into that lead, and she'll finish strongly, Perry. Do a wide variety at Stirling. Like East Kilbride, they mix it up. Short distances and a lot of IM and distance work. So both Leah and Perry.
Strong finish in lane 5, Abby Whitfield from Derwent side, and she's come through on that last 50, but it's going to be Leah. Is she going to go under 250? Just over.
Just about. Good swim from her.
Yeah. Improvement on her entry, so that's good. Edging into second, it was just Perry Scobie, 0.3 over Abby Whitfield from Derwent side.
Well done, Lexine. You finished 5th on 2:54.19 after that grueling swim you had earlier. And as we've been seeing, Tony, a lot of these swimmers are a few seconds over their entry time, all swimming pretty well at the meet.
Yep.
Still in hard training, of course.
Most of them.
Third heat has Alice Forrest in lane 1. She's had a cracking weekend from Derwent side. The 14-year-old. 2 is Tegan Black from East Lothian swim team. 3, Mia McLeod also. She'll relish this one, the City Glasgow swimmer. Maya Rogers in 4, Wanda Bass. 5, Mabel Walker, Repton. 6, Kate Coventry, Morpeth. 7, Emily McGee from Carnoustie. And 8, Ellie Kennedy from City Glasgow. Oh, great to see it. A club swimmer at the tender age of 20 from Carnoustie swimming, and she's gone off very nicely, Tony. Turning in second, Emily McGee. But, very much a breaststroke specialist from City Glasgow, Amy McLeod, 36.22 with the early advantage.
And strong here. won the Scottish Summer Meet and would have been the 16-year-old age group last year. And she's gone out really strong, pulling out with her Tegan Black from East Lothian. And they are with Carnoustie swimmer Emily McGee a reasonable amount ahead of the rest of the field. May Rogers trying to keep up with them.
Yeah, she might
make
a move very soon. Well, this is a very strong start from Amy, 1:17.98. So another couple like that, and we're comfortably in the low 240s, which is where she's entered 243.80. Swimmer that will be used to swimming 50-metre pools, because she's based in Glasgow, swimming at Tollcross. Like the Wonder girl, who's now beginning to make a move. She's got a lot to do in fourth place, but Maya Rogers is coming through quite nicely. Yeah,
so these are all, the three this side are all junior swimmers vying to get into that.
Emily McGee still hanging in there. Maya Rogers, I think, will probably slip into third place very shortly. McLeod, well, 43.29, that she just dropped back, and comes under pressure from Tegan Black. It's Tegan Black with a late surge. Can she get up? It's getting very interesting with 20 to go. Amy McLeod comes under significant pressure from Tegan Black. Tegan Black with a late surge. Who's going to get this? It's City Glasgow girl who's just pulling that little bit extra out. Tegan Black takes that. Start again. Amy McLeod takes that. Tegan Black in second, and Emily McGee.
She held on to third
to get third place. Well done to the Carnoustie swimmer. Amy McLeod just outside her entry time, probably good enough for the junior final nevertheless, and that will be the same for Tegan Black. And, I think we will expect Lucy Nimmo also to be there. But please.
I think between Lucy, Lucy and maybe Rogers there. Maybe just getting themselves the last two spots in that.
But great swimming again from some of these youngsters.
Yeah. So, change pace.
Well, that's end of page 220, so we're getting about halfway there, onto the third of our 4 pages of swimmers. And it's butterfly now. A good mix this afternoon. And we get to finish on IM as well.
Yeah, still got 400 free, so all's good.
Freestyle. So we have 7 heats of men's butterfly. I'll run through the participants. I think we've got an empty lane in 1, Tony, and an empty lane in lane 5. So, no, Leicester from Aram, Denmark in 2. James Burnett, Wonder Bass 3. 3, Ben Houghton from City Manchester. 5's empty, Edward Bell, Seagulls in 6. Rufus Bennett, City Peterborough in 7. And 8, Cameron Shaw from First. Just over the minute for all these lads, so anything under a minute will be success for them.
Yep, be nice to get through that barrier. Just
Rufus Bennett off well, along with Ben Houghton. So City Peterborough, City Manchester coming back. James Burnett. James Burnett flying down the final stretch, as is Noah Lester, to try and put in a challenge.
Rufus Bennett.
Not much in it here. It's, looks like Bennett over in lane 7.
It's going to be close to that minute, you know.
Bennett gets in. Yeah. Well done to Rufus. 59.41, a cracking swim.
Yep.
And good swims from Ben and James as well. 1:00.26 and 39 respectively. They'll be pleased with that. That improves both their entry times. Well, Leicester, I think, is pretty close to that time that he was entered in. As we move on to our second heat. Read your
Ben Kelly in 1 here, Warren de Baths, Fergus Woodward in lane 2 from Portobello, Zach Slater, East Lothian in 3, Finlay Wright, University of Bath in 4, Sadar Gullen, Warren de Baths in 5, Lucas Johnson, University of Aberdeen in 6, Andrew Brodie, Aberdeen Dolphins in 7, Matthew McMillan, Inka Swimmer in lane 8.
Virtually everyone just over the minute mark, apart from lane 4. Finlay Wright, Johnny, 59.68, 67.
Yeah. So I thought some of these guys, centre lane Zach had a fantastic 100 freestyle earlier, so you've got to think he's going to be looking to get under the minute in this fly. Sidar Gullen got under 2 minutes for 200 free for the first time at this meet, so he'll be another one looking to get through one of those barriers as well. But he's only in 6th, and it's Finlay Wright, the Bath swimmer, looking strong. Zach Slater is going 2nd at the moment, so see if he can do 2 great 100s in the one session. Sidar's there, also in lane. Lucas Johnson in 6, and in lane 8, Matthew McMillan, National Junior Squad member, coming back from injury, but it's going to be very close. It's still Finlay Wright who gets that in a 1:00.01, just over the minute. 0:01.
Yeah.
Never mind. Oh dear. So, no.
I'm surprised at that, Tony. I thought 2 or 3 of them at that turn were going to be sub a minute.
Yeah. Ken catching up with him maybe.
Yeah, it was all about winning that race.
And he did that well. Finlay.
So in our third heat, all 8 go. Finlay Nelson, Dumfries Swan, Cameron Crean 2, Stirling University 3, Brendan Johnson, University of Aberdeen Performance 4, Arthur Llewellyn, Upper University 5, Rory Young, City Glasgow 6, Scott Fleming, East Kilbride 7, Aidan Kay, City Glasgow, and teammate Robert Burgess goes in lane 8. Good strong start in lane 2, Cameron Creaney and Aidan Kay in 7. Let's see if the middle lanes can put some pressure on them. It's lane 7, 8 and 2 where the action is. Aidan Kay 26.80.
Start.
So certainly well under a minute for these guys there, all in the 59 category. They'll want to try and get under that 59. Over on the far side, it's still Kay with Cameron Creaney coming through strongly in 5. Rory Young, he'll be used to swimming in this pool as well. Rory, Arthur Llewellyn in lane 4. It's anybody's race. It looks like 7 though. 7 and 8 and 6. Scott Fleming from nowhere gets up to get 3rd. Aidan Kay, 58.31. Robert Burgess, 58.40. Scott Fleming, 58.85. Well done, fellas.
Yeah.
All under 59. Cracking swims, lads.
Into the 58s there for Robert and Scott for the first time. So they've had some good swims this weekend.
Cameron Creaney just feeding a wee bit, but still improving that 59.45 to 59.15 or thereabouts.
Into heat 4. In lane 1, Lars Knudsen, Farham, Marcus Scullion, Stirling Union 2, Harper Whitehead, Stirling University in 3, Evan Davidson, Perth City in 4, Finlay Club from Aberdeen Dolphins in 5, Angus Allison, Stirling University in 6, Isaac Buchan, Borough Stockton in 7, and Joshua Mitchell, Edinburgh University in 8. Isaac and Angus, I think, were in that 200 backstroke what seems like only a few minutes ago. And it's Isaac. Josh Mitchell out there in lane 8, Edinburgh Uni swimmer. More known as a breaststroker, but has really picked up his fly in recent years. 27.42, so it's slower than the previous heat. See whether he can bring it back. Pretty close across the field there, really, other than Joshua. And Isaac Buchan coming back through at him as well in lane 7, so that's where the action is.
Yeah, right, 7.85.
And it is Isaac, 58.99, who gets that. Good finish from him, just edging out. That was the only time he was in leading the race, I think, Isaac, at the very end, which matters. Josh just touching in 59.06, which is faster than his entry time. And in 3rd.
It's sometimes easier for me just to shout the numbers out than the names. That's how it finished, 7.85, but well done over that far side. All these guys this time, high 57s, low 58s, Pierce. 1 to 8. Pierce Greening, Stirling University. 2, Lars Verhala, Mindhoven. 3, Adam Strickland, Derwentside. 4, Andrew Bertoli, Stirling University. 5, G Manners, Derwentside. 6, Rowan Wellington, Stirling University. 7, Kieran Lennox, University of Aberdeen Performance. And 8, Mark Innes, Edinburgh University.
And worth just saying the B final here is 55.68, which is faster than a lot of these guys, but I think Andrew Bertoli and Lars Verhala's times are not what they're going to do here, and the juniors 57.57, so people like Kieran Lennox and some of the other heats come
he's been
through.
swimming well, Kieran Lennox.
So we'll keep an eye on them.
Going very well is Lars Van Halen and Andrew Bertoli. Andrew Bertoli perhaps just coming through to take this up.
He was a finalist in the 200 last night, so you've got to expect him to be in the 55s. Is he going to do it? And he is going to make it, you know. Oh, he's just out. 56.01. Good swim though.
Well, William Wellington from nowhere got up to get second, 57.69. Take that from Lars Verhalen, 57.88. He was motoring in that last 20 metres.
Coming back very strong into the next heat. Angelo Mermina, Villefranche in 1, Vincent Kay, Holbeck in 2, Brody Gordon Gibson, Warren de Bath in 3, Ian Rose, University of Bath in 4, Benjamin Chewan, Edinburgh Union 6, Maritz Dietrich in lane, Oberöster swimmer in lane 7, Jordan Jan Israel in lane 8. And good start from Ian in 4 on his inside. Brody Gordon Gibson, so Brody will be looking at that junior times, 57.57, well within his range here. And also going well in 6, Benjamin Chewan, Edinburgh University swimmer. And it's Maurice Dietrich, he comes first, 26.19, Ian Rose second. Good turn from both of them as they come down this final 50. That's Maritz, Ben Chewan and Ian Rose. Brody Gordon Gibson coming back strong as well. And is it going to be lane 7? I think Maurice Dietrich is going to get this one. And they're all closing up, flagging a bit. And it's going to be Brody, I think, who's going to get this one.
Lane 1.
57.14 for Angelo. Second it was Brody, 57.31, Maurice Dietrich, 57.7.
Well, that will get Brody a junior spot, I'm pretty sure, Tony.
Well,
or potential a junior spot.
Should do just.
57.17, I think it was. So he's there or thereabouts.
Yep.
Given it, we have no juniors in the final heat.
He should be there then.
1, I got Suvalov, Edinburgh University. 2, Louis Kreutz, was 3, Luca Janssen, Netherlands. 4, Brogan Kavini from National Centre Limerick. 5, Josh Press, Stirling University. 6, Tom Sampson, Loughborough University. 7, Vessel Stoopers from Hovenstatens. And 8, Rooney McKinnon, City Glasgow. Rooney McKinnon flying.
He is.
He got well out the traps there. And 26.15.
Yeah.
Now he's got a wee chance.
I think so.
But he's got to keep this going, and coming through very strongly in 3 is Luca Janssen. And Janssen certainly looks the strongest down this final stretch. Can he find something extremely special to get inside 55.68? That's what they have to do. Well, it's just going to be a little bit out that, I think, Tony, but not by much.
Ooh.
Well, I did say it wasn't going to be out by much. It wasn't out by much. 55.96.
That puts him first reserve.
Yep.
So any one withdrawal and he'll be in that B final. So he should keep his bags at the ready, because historically on the Sunday you do get a few withdrawals from some of these finals. Some people getting home. So I think Luca may well be in a chance of a final, B final. So,
smidgen, whole massive freestyle.
yeah, strap yourself in, folks. We have 11 heats of the women's 100 metres freestyle here.
Our judges won't have too much to worry about. Just make sure the hit the wall. Give yourself about 20 minutes, then you can stick the kettle on because we're 400 free after that. This is the first of 11 heats. Sarah Stewart in 2, Morgan Beerstein. 3, Lucy Atherton, Hanta Midlothian is in 3. 4, Millie Colvin from Dumfries. 5, Safina Machin, City Glasgow. And 6, Alex Coy, Wander Pass. Well, again, not so much a cosmopolitan field in this one. It's very much south of Scotland, east and west.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they're all entry times at 1:03, so that's what they'll hope to get close to, I'm sure. Going out 29.85, Safina Machin.
It's got to be aiming for under that 63 with a 29 first 50, I'd have thought.
Sarah Stewart getting to what? M&B swimmer in lane 2. It's between those two. Can't quite see it on your caption, the M&B cap. But, she's going to have to settle for second. Safina's got this well wrapped up. Wander swimmer on the far side. Alex Coy gets second, and Safina will be pleased. A wee improvement. Well, it seems a wee improvement. It's a big improvement. It's over a second.
That's a nice swim there from Safina. Alex touching second. Alex slipped on the start there and then did well to come back. Heat 2, Julie Dunn, South Ayrshire in 1, Ella Pullman. Glenrothes in 2, Becky Watson, Burrow Stockton in 3, Diana Morrison, Morpeth in 4, Stella McCarty, City of Glasgow in 5, Ida Fairgerman, Fareham in 6, Holly Gilly, Morpeth in 7, and Molly Irvin Watson in 8. Sorry, no swimmer in lane 3, so no Becky Watson.
Lots of Morpeth swimmers this afternoon, Tony.
Yeah, where have they been hiding all weekend?
It's like the number 22 bus, they've all appeared. A little start across the pool.
Equal first, lanes 2 and 4, 29.71. It's pretty tight though across, isn't it? Good swim there from Ella. Looks like she's come away strongest from the turn. 16-year-old from Glenrothes. Finalist at the Scottish Summer Meet, out there in lane 8 maybe.
Well, Evan Watson, the Summer Meet champion.
Looking good.
Coming through very strongly at the death. It's the Dumfries girl coming through but not quite getting it. Ella Pullman, 102.06, 102.15. Diana and Will Irvin Watson, 102.31. Good
so
race there, Tony.
All under 63, so I think they should be fairly happy with that, I'd have thought.
Full house in our third heat. Anna Tichenko, City Glasgow 1. Lena Fario, Farnham in 2. Isla Murray, Dundee City Aquatics goes in 3. 4, Ola McInnes, Hanta Midlothian. 5, Freya Beaton, City Glasgow teammate Louise Connell. 6, 7, Zara Kravitz, East Lothian swim team. And 8, Katie Rose, Wander Bass. A few back in the pool. Katie Rose back in the pool. Ella Murray also back in. Strong start over on that far side. Katie Rose going well along with Zara Kravitz. On the near side in lane 4, Ola McInnes.
Very tight though, isn't it?
It's very tight.
Nothing between pretty much all of them in lanes 2 through to 8. Strong coming through the Orla in 4, Hart swimmer.
She looks very much stronger than the rest of the field.
Yeah.
Pulling away from the whole field now is Orla.
Zara Kravitz in 7 as well. They're the two.
Ella Murray, I think, in 3 might be there for a place.
Very tight.
Very tight.
Very
Freya
good.
Beaton, perhaps. Louise Connell, rather, in 6. Ola McInnes. Cracking swim from Orla. 1:00.
That's very fast.
35. Zara Kravitz, 1:00.47. Louise Connell well back in third. 1:01.67.
They did well. Came through strongly in that second 50. And moving on to heat 4, Abby Davis, East Lothian in 1, Shay Stewart, Nova Centurion in 2, Rebecca Shulman, Stirling Uni in 3, Grace Noonan, O'Gyan Bursden in 4, Sophie Lund, Shearbeck, Farnham in 5, Aya Coe, Derventio in 6, Carolina Rasmussen, Farnham in 7, and Ella Stevenson. City of Glasgow in an 8. 0.11 between these swimmers and their entry time, and on the face of it that makes sense because there's nothing between them on the screen as well. It looks about a 0.11 gap between 8 swimmers if there ever was going to be one.
It's that, yeah. And Grace Noonan maybe not.
Rebecca Shulman, lane 3, Rebecca, Stirling University swimmer.
Another one that knows the pool well.
Yeah, ex-Warrender swimmer. Lane 6 coming through well. Aya Coe from Derventio. So it's Rebecca and Asia. I guess Asia just coming through though, maybe just edging it. Rebecca going well. Lane 1 as well, Abby Davis. And as they come up to the wall, it's lane 6, Asia Coe.
Yeah, 6.54.
101.11. So 61.11. 61.29, Sophie Lund, Shearbeck. And Grace Noonan came through well, 61.38.
Good race again. Looks like we have another empty lane in the next one. No swimmer going in lane 2. So that's Courtney Lass again back in the water in 1. Eve Wood. Empty lane 2, 3 Rebecca Peterson, Robin Strattons, 4 Melissa Turnbull, Stirling Swimming, 5 Vicky Russell, Stirling University, 6 Leah Witherspoon, Hartlepool Lothian, 7 Eve Kennedy from Ireland, and 8 Alice Mackey, also from Hartlepool Lothian.
Junior time final is 59.15, so I think as we get through these heats that's going to become a possibility for some of these junior swimmers. Strong start in lane 6, Layla Weatherspoon, Scottish age group champion at 50 freestyle last year, going out very fast.
Well, that's unlikely to be sub a minute on the 28.74 unless you find something special down the final stretch.
She's still there, Eve Kennedy.
Melissa Turnbull coming through, and Eve Wood still there in lane 1. It's between the 3 of them. It's lane 4, Melissa Turnbull. Lane 7, 6. Also well there. Well, didn't think they'd get under the minute mark. 1:00:49. It was Melissa Turnbull coming through strongly to take that from Leila Weatherspoon, who just held on to take second ahead of the Irish lass. 1:00:79.
Under their entry times for the top 2 or 3 there, so that's good. Helen Stoddart in this next heat, lane 1, East Lothian swimmer. Emily Maxwell, Dermot Side in 2, Mia McLeod, Swim It in 3, Charlotte Room, Derventio in 4, Abigail Stemp, Edinburgh Uni in 5, 6 Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics in 7, Ava Wilson, New Hall, and Abby Winstanley, City of Manchester. Good start in lane 1, Helen Stoddart, also going well, 5, Abigail Stemp, Edinburgh Uni swimmer. Not a lot between them, 8 as well, Abby Winstanley. And maybe it is lane 5, I think, Abigail Stemp, who's edging ahead with Ava Wilson from New Hall, and it is Abby Winstanley in 8.
Yeah, similar split to the last one, so again something special required to get under the minute mark. They're all over a minute on entries.
It's going to be tight, and she's going strong in this last 50 is Abigail Stemp, and also out there in lane 8 Abby Winstanley, who was leading at 50. And it's going to be lane 5 Abigail Stemp, 59.71. So there we go. That's our first swimmer under the minute, and our second swimmer under the minute as well. So Abigail Stemp, Emily Maxwell, Dermot Side, really strong finish there. In lane 2, 59.93. So that's us under the barrier.
So just over halfway there. Number 3 in lane 1, Amber Stevenson from South Ayrshire. 2, Jade Blake, Stirling University. 3, Natalie Marshall, Swim West Lothian. 4, Ashley Drake, Warner Bass. Her teammate Anna Green will go in 5. In 6, Yasmin Hammerlane from Edinburgh University. 7, Mia Mason, City Manchester. And 8, Melissa Mainwaring from Swim West Lothian. 2 Wander swimmers are the fastest in this one, 59, 60 and 66 respectively.
Good for Natalie Marshall as well, I would think.
Natalie Marshall maybe just shading at the moment. Over in 6, Yasmin Hammerline, Edinburgh University, maybe turning second. In fact, Jade Blake on this near side. Natalie Marshall certainly strong enough to get well under the minute mark here.
Yeah.
Chasing her is Ashley Drake in 4 and Jade Blake in 2.
Mia Mason in 7 going strongly as well. They're coming back at Natalie. Good finish from Ashley in lane 4, but it's going to be Natalie, I think. 1017.
Just the 2 swimmers, in fact none of them, I thought she scraped under the minute mark, but
Joint second there.
Surprisingly tied up in that latter stage, so well over the minute.
Lauren Bradley Holt in lane 1. In 2, Natasha Simpson, Warner swimmer. Rebecca Reid in 3, Aberdeen. Lydia Parker, University of Bath in 4. Catherine Renfrew, Perth City in 5. Hannah Hodgkiss, Repton School in 6. Katerina Price of University of Bath in 7. And Ariana Stokes, another Morpeth swimmer. I like buses. Maybe we've just been unaware of them being here. I'm pretty sure they have been here all weekend. And it is the Morpeth swimmer, Ariana Stokes, looking very, very strong out there in lane 8. It's a great start from her.
Going nicely is Lydia Parker, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen swimmer. Great to see her still competing. 28.32.
Just a hundredth ahead of Ariana. So those 2, and lane 7, Katerina Price, the University of Bath swimmer, coming through really strong in this second 50.
Useful
and it is the older swimmers, Rebecca and Katerina, showing some strength. And they're inside, though. It's also Lydia Parker in 4, but it's going to be one of Katerina or Rebecca, I think. Who's going to get the touch? Katerina, I think. No, Rebecca. 58.97. Nice swim there. Second.
Pretty tight, wasn't it, Tony?
59.01. 5 of them under the minute. And 59.41 for third. So they're eking down into the 50s.
No idea if that's a PB for Rebecca, getting under 59.
Certainly a recent PB by the looks of things.
One probably. So on to the 9th heat. 1 we have Grace Conroy, Repton. 2 Zoe Gooden, Edinburgh University. 3 Florence Tinsley, Stirling University. 4 Kristen Powell from Millfield. We have an empty lane in 5. 6 Amelia Moole, Loughborough University. 7 Maria Mishenko, University of Aberdeen Performance. And 8 Clementine Lavelle from Loughborough University. 59s, low 59s in this one, Tony. So again, every chance a few might sneak under that.
Yep.
27.50, that's a strong start on that outside lane from Clementine.
She's going really strong, isn't she? Loughborough swimmer.
Here's Grace Conroy also well there. There's 3 almost in a row in a line on this side. But the lane 8, Clementine
has a 57.81 recently, so that entry time is...
Oh, she smashed that, 57.08. So. Grace Conroy 58.71 and Florence Tinsley 59.07. Well, does that get another swim, Tony?
No, she's just over, but she'll be in and amongst the reserves. We don't know whether there's been any withdrawals. Mary Rishenko there, the junior swimmer, will be, at the moment, she is in that junior final. She's 5th, but there are still a few juniors to come. Only one, so I think Mary Mashenko's just swum herself into that junior final. Good on her, well done. And the rest of them will come out of those swimmers who are bunched around the high 59s, low minutes. Into this 10th heat. Nicole Rishi, Edinburgh Union 1, Gaia Alcaraz, University of Aberdeen in 2, Elise Cousins, Perth City in 3, Maisie Guilford, University of Bath in 4, Mikaeline Stockbro, last remaining junior from Hoofstaten in 5, Caroline Jensen, Hoofstaten in 6, Valentine Leclerc, Ligue Auvergne in 7, Scarlet Orchard, Loughborough in 8. And it's Maisie Guilford, 28.05, slightly down on that previous heat, but that was an exceptionally fast time for Clementine Lovell. Just pulling away though, lane 4, Maisie Guilford here, University of Bath swimmer, looking strong. She comes in with 10 to go, and she's going to really clean pair of heels to everyone else. Maybe lane 1, Nicole Rishi. But it's a 57.97, so that's a nice improvement for Maisie. She'll be pleased with that, hopefully. Second, Nicole Rishi, 58.93. Caroline Jensen, 59.25. 59.87 for the Hoofstaten 16-year-old. We'll have to wait to see whether that is enough to get her. I think it probably will, but we'll just have to wait and see. Not sure there have been that many 17 and under girls this afternoon under the minute. That will be clarified in the next 10 minutes or so, I would think.
Well, looks like this one's cut out up a little bit. Our first 2 lanes, no shows, so we have just the 6. In lane 3, we have Lucy Grieve, Stirling University. 4, Maisie Elliott, Loughborough University. 5, Sophie Magoo from Hovenstaden. 6, Molly McLaurin from Ireland. 7, Emily Grant, University of Aberdeen Performance. And in 8, Kiana McInnes from University of Stirling. Slight delay. Starter just checking the starting equipment. The swimmer's just being asked just to stand down.
A little bit disruptive. Some swimmers can deal with this better than others, can't they?
Yep.
Can throw some swimmers off completely, but hopefully that will be experienced enough just to be able to cope with. Should be by this stage.
So 56.59 is still the ask for this B final. But interested to see maybe Lucy Grieve, who sneaked in last night to take 3rd on the butterfly, having just gone under the minute to get into the final, getting in lane 7, and then something like 59.18 in 3rd place.
You'd kind of think this 58.1's got to be under threat. She's going 59.1 for fly, although she is an exceptionally good flyer.
Indeed, and she's got a good start there over on that far side though. Doing butterfly by pure coincidence.
Kiana McInnes.
Kiana McInnes.
And she's leading at the moment.
She maybe want to prove that she can go sub 59 if possible in this one. And she's flying, really flying.
She is flying on her fly.
27.32. And just, of course, as long as you dive in, you can do literally anything on freestyle.
But this won't count as a butterfly time, will it?
No,
it would be a freestyle time.
It's a freestyle event, so Kiana's time, regardless whether she does a minute and a half or 58 seconds, it's a freestyle time.
Lucy will want to beat her doing front crawl, won't she? Yeah. It's very tight, and I think Lucy is just going to out-touch her. Is she going to get 57.75? So that's a nice time for...
Well, that's an interesting swim from Kiana. That would have got her probably 2nd place last night in that 200 butterfly.
Well, they got her 1st place in the 200 butterfly, Robert.
Sorry, indeed, yeah. Lucy Grieve goes under 57, 58 rather, with a 57.75. But Kiana McInnes, I'm not saying it's got the monkey off her back, but it's certainly getting under 59. Just maybe took that pressure off her, just to say, right, let's see what I can do.
Yep.
And it'll maybe help her the next time she does competes in that 100 butterfly. Well done, Kiana.
I have seen, so Tame Bruce, just for those listening in, will be on the live stream tonight with Duncan, and I have seen Tame Bruce do a 400 butterfly before. We were discussing that when she was live streaming at Scottish Short Course, a meet in Glenroth, this East Districts or something, and she did a 400 butterfly, and
do you know
unbelievable.
what time she did?
Can't remember, but I think she said it was to be achieved once and once only. Yeah. She never did it again, but so it's unusual for a 100 fly in a 100 freestyle race, but I think a 400 fly in a 400 race is
very rare.
Very, very rare indeed.
It has been done as well by Kiana McInnes, would you believe?
Yeah.
Also in Glenroth.
Ah, well, there you go.
And if you want to check the records, you'd have to go back and maybe check anything that was swam in that pool. I couldn't tell you when it was. It was probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was a 4:37,
wow.
4:35. And she finished second, would you believe? It was probably a Carnegie meet, to be fair, because most of the meets over there are at that time were run by Carnegie.
Yeah, so we're on to the men's 400 free. I don't think any of these guys will be doing this fly. Be a bit of a surprise if it were, but anyway. Fraser Tetlow, Gary in 1, Orlando Deering, City of Peterborough in 2, Finlay Club, Aberdeen Dolphins in 3, James Burnett, Warrender Baths in 4, Thomas Swales, Nova Centurion in 5, Ben Kelly, Warrender Baths in 6, and in 7 it's Emmanuel Chiampi from Fareham. Just so we know, 4:11 for the junior. There's only been one junior, so there are 7 places up for grabs. And there are about 20 juniors in this. So of the 20, 7 of them will get another swim. So these guys in this first heat, a bit of an outside chance, but if they can really pull something off, it'll put them in, at least in with a degree of a shout.
Yeah, you'd fancy something maybe in the high 4-teens, perhaps.
So if one of these guys can get down to the 4:14, 4:15, 17 maybe, might just squeeze in. So I'm sure they'll want to have a second chance. James Burnett was the third last night in the junior 400 medley. He was out fast at the beginning, flying back, and just got reeled back in the breast and the free, but it was a good swim. And he's got good form at the 400 here, 2:08.49. So that's tough ass to get under that 4:18.
We're looking at 4:20 plus.
Yeah, I think so. What was that? 50, 33. So, you know, if he did 66, it's going to be a tough ask here, but he'll just keep going. He's got a longer distance freestyle in him as well, and he does just keep going, James. But I think that's going to be tough to get under 4:20 from that starting point. It is known. So that was a 32. So, you know, if he can do 64, 64, possible, maybe, but we'll see.
Well, he's gone 32 a quarter, so that would be a 104.5. That's really what he would have to pull out to get him inside 4:20.
Yeah, be heroic if he manages it, but let's focus on what he is doing rather than what he might. Had a quick look up there. I don't know whether he thought maybe he was finishing. Another 32, 3:13.
Half a chance.
He has. I mean, he could do a 64 in this last 100 and he would be in the 17, so he's...
that gives him an opportunity to probably get in there.
So, and if anyone's... He's going to really give it a go. You can see him really kicking up on that 50 there. He's ramped up in this fourth 100. Maybe that was a plan. Maybe... We talked about negative splits yesterday, didn't we, Robert?
We did.
Keeps looking up. I don't know, he's looking for a counter, but...
again, another 32 and a half.
If he goes a 31...
You'd expect a 31 and a half maybe coming back.
Yep.
So, somewhere around about the 4:17-ish mark.
He may well negative split this. Close for second. There, Orlando Deering in 2, and Finlay Club, the Aberdeen swimmer, in 3. And by winning this, James, he's got himself in as good a position as he can. Is he still going through? He's going to be round about his entry, which is a 4:18.8. So just over his entry time, but that was a good swim there for him. Orlando just edging out Finlay for second.
Well, I think that gives him an outside chance,
Yeah.
a fairly good outside chance, even on the 4:18.80. He just needed to be a second faster and then he'd have had a negative split.
Yep, so there's 12 left in this. So it is an outsider, but he's just got to sit and watch. See what the others can do. Sidar Gullen is one of them. 17-year-old Warner Bass swimmer in 1. Ben McLaughlin, Gary in 2. Calvin Nees, Holbeek in 3. Enrique Massarenas, University of Bath in 4. Jack Simpson, East Kilbride in 5. Joshua Robinson, Derwentsside in 6. Kai Connolly, City of Glasgow in 7. And Ollie Carter, Stirling in lane 8.
Well, off very strongly, Enrique Mascarenas, the Bath University swimmer. It's an entry time of 4:12.90, which is significantly faster than anyone else. Well over a second faster than Jack Simpson, who's on a 4:14.10. Those two, 1 and 2 at the moment. And McLaughlin from Geary in the mix. Cyril Gulen in 1 and in 3, Calvin Nees. Jack Simpson maybe just come to the fore here.
So it's pretty even though at the 100.
It's pretty close, isn't it? Yeah,
Still
Simpson.
Jack.
59.85.
So it's Jack in. Yeah. So it's still anything to play for on this. And it's maybe the Henrique, Jack and Joshua starting to move away. Henrique Angolan swimmer. 12th at the African Championships. University of Bath swimmer. 1:32.61 for Jack. So they're swimming faster pace than the previous heat, but these guys in the middle, well, Henrique is 22, the rest of them are still in the running for that junior. Sidar in lane 1 going well. And,
so turn around maybe 2:05-ish at halfway.
That's just the front runners. So James is still in with a shout. So it's still now Jack Simpson, 2:05.77.
So it's unless they find something special, which James Vermette managed to do, another 2:35. Sorry, 1:05s rather. Would give us pretty close to 4:16.
Looking strong though. Lane 3, Calvin Nees. So that's another 32. So they're just about where James was. Jack Simpson still looking strong. He did a 33 in that last 50.
So 3:12-ish we're expecting. Pretty close to that. With 100 to go. This is pulled a wee bit clear here,
yep.
Tony. 3:12.18. But it might not be even as fast as
he's got to
James
really come
Vermette.
back some, hasn't he? He's pulled back strong. He's got to come back some, isn't he? He's looking strong though.
Keep an eye on the split. We'd look for something about maybe 32.5 for this 50.
And it is. Oh, here you go, Robert. 32.52.
So we might actually get something pretty close to the 4:15 mark. 4:16. If we can keep this strong finish. Very close for second now. Joshua Robinson, I think, has gone second with Sidar Gulen.
Sidar's in there, thereabouts as well in this lane 1. So let's see where Calvin gets to.
Just dropping off a wee bit here.
4:16
yeah.
though. He's the only one faster than James.
So it's looking pretty good for James to get.
Well, there are only 6 left, and he's 7th, and there was 8 spaces available. So I think James has snuck himself into that junior final, and the remaining guys will all need to be better than him to get themselves in.
4:23.56. The para swimmer over in lane 8. So our third of the 4 heats. 1, we have Brodie Gordon-Gibson, won the Bass. 2, Scott Fleming, East Kilbride. 3, Alex Harrand, Devencio. 4, Elliot Sibley, Nova Centurion. 5 is Greg Fairbairn, Stirling University. 6, Nathan Campbell, Stirling Swimming. 7, Abel Pluriel from WZ. And in 8, John Taylor, University of Aberdeen Performance. 407s to 412s. We might not get 407s, Tony, we'll wait and see, but somewhere maybe around the 410-ish mark. Let's see how this one develops. Greg Fairbairn, just a slight lead in lane 5 from Abel Pluriel in lane 7. Between them is Nathan Campbell. And on the near side, Brodie Gordon-Gibson going nicely in lane 1. Greg Fairbairn, 59.45. 3 of them under the minute, with Scott Gibson and Nathan Campbell just a fraction over the minute. So this one significantly faster. Quite a number of these swimmers all within striking distance. Scott Fleming beginning to also get in the picture here in lane 2, along with Elliot Sibley in 4. But it's Fairbairn still with the advantage. Brodie Gordon-Gibson is 2nd.
Moving up. Fastest in the pool on that 50, Brodie.
It's all pretty tight though. Aaron coming through as well in lane 3. It's a good race, Tony. There's
they're looking
barely a body length between 1 and 8.
Yeah, and they look not comfortable, but they look within themselves. So you can see that even if these guys split 204, I think it's a more comfortable 204 than we've seen in the previous heats. I expect them to come back stronger.
Second and a half cover the whole field barely. Brodie Gordon-Gibson looks pretty strong in lane 1.
Not long out of the pool from his 100 fly, where I think he did get a time that will get him into the, as you said, in the junior 100 fly final. So he's got a busy evening in store if he can keep this up.
For Harrand though.
Still Brodie, 2:36.00, just .37 up on Alex Harrand, Interventio swimmer.
Well, the action all on this side of the pool, beside where we are. Scott Fleming between them.
Scott's a very strong finisher, isn't he? So we can expect him to stick with these guys in this last 100.
Get up now, go, go!
Alex moving away.
Advantage Harrand, 3:07.20. Fancy Harrand's going to come in just around the 4:08 mark, 4:07, 4:08.
Yep.
Brodie Gordon-Gibson on a good swim though. Scott Fleming on his shoulder.
Yeah. So I think these guys may be feeling that they're going to make it into that final, whether they'll really push it hard all the way through. Alex, he's looking strong, isn't he? And he comes in. Entry was a 4:09. It's going to be close-ish to that, isn't he?
Certainly looks that way. Very, very, very close to that entry time.
Nice swim.
Well done.
4:08.06. So that'll get him into that
Scott
junior final.
Scott Fleming and Brodie Gordon-Gibson, I'm sure, also will be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, 4:12 should get them in.
And maybe even Sibley, 4:12.92. First four should have every chance of being in that final this evening.
Definitely. So we'll just have to wait for the others. One more heat. Liam McLaughlin, lane 1, Edinburgh Uni. Jude Lydiard, Edinburgh Uni in 2. Leo Gruart, League Auvergne in 3. Sebastian Griesen, Hoofstatten in 4. Luc van Rooij, PSV Eindhoven in 5. Joseph Kingsland, Nova Centurion 6. Daniel Barach, Israel in 7. And Jay Manners, Derwent side in lane 8. So B final, they're going to do a 4:05.92, so these guys will have to be absolutely on it if they want to go second race. And already lane 4, Sebastian maybe. No.
I think I'm right in saying the A final is bang on 4 minutes.
Okay, strong start in lane 2 from Daniel Barach. He is the last junior, Daniel. Taking it out strongly, and this looks fast, much faster. 57.22, that is pretty swift.
All under the minute, other than recent.
Something happening with Sebastian.
Back, yeah.
I don't know whether he's going for a mega negative split or something, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, it might be LB.
Time will tell.
Yeah, he looks way off the pace, this Sebastian.
So lane 7 still, Daniel Barach, 18-year-old, not far, it's Leo Guirat actually. Foro League Auvergne, French swimmer. Just maybe on a par, and in lane 2, Jude Lydiard, Edinburgh University swimmer, is trying to keep up with those two. Those three have possibly just starting to pull away. Luc van Rooij, lane 5, but at lane 6, Joseph Kingsland, Nova Centurion, green cap there. But it's Daniel Barach. So, under 2 minutes, so that 2:05, 4:05, sorry, is within reach for sure. For both of those swimmers.
Yeah.
And even Jude Lydiard, if he was to really pick it up. So, let's see whether these guys can keep this one going. Looking strong in lane 7, Daniel Barach. He's really junior swimmer.
I think he's taking it up again, Tony. Yes, indeed.
He's really gone well. 31.7. And Jude Lydiard picking it up in 2 as well. So Daniel looks really strong, doesn't he? And his entry was a 4:07, and if he keeps this up, he's going to be making a nice improvement on that. So 3:03.34. Oh, all to play for here.
It's a big ask.
Yeah, it is now, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to.
It's that B final.
But he's a junior, so I think he's almost guaranteed a second swim in the junior final. Leo Gruart in 3. And Jude Lydiard's come back really strong here. I think there's too much to do for them.
Yeah. I don't see them making a B final at all, but
No.
there is a very slim chance. Lane 7. Well, 32.27. He's got a motor.
Yeah. Oh, he is motoring.
But he needs to motor a wee bit faster than that last one.
Yeah. He doesn't need to do this, I guess, although I suspect he really looks like he really does want to get a good heat swim here.
Yeah.
And it's a good race between Leo Gruart and Jude Lydiard, nearest to us. And good swim there from Daniel, really taking it on. And he not that far away. Oof, he really wasn't that far away, was he? 22 100ths of a second away from that B final, but he'll definitely get himself in the centre lanes for the junior final. unless there's been withdrawals,
Yeah,
and then maybe he
indeed.
will get in. Leo Gruart, 407.61, just edging out Jude Lydiard, 407.75.
So that's the end of the guys' events for the afternoon.
Yep.
We just have 6 more heats for the girls to follow. This is 200 individual medley.
6 heats.
I imagine there'll be a lot of girls having second and third swims, maybe even 4 swims.
You're doing a medley, chances are you'll have been doing one of the other strokes.
Yeah. Rosie Foster, I noticed on the caption, this is at least her 3rd swim.
1500 freestyle, a 200 backstroke, and now a 200 IM. That's a hard day at the office, or a hard afternoon at the office. We've only been going since 12:30, so that's quite a lot to do in 2.5 hours.
To Lucy Nimmo, City Glasgow goes into 3. Rosie Foster, Wander Bass. 4, Ella Murray, Dundee Swift Aquatics, I think that's her 3rd swim. 4th, Nadine Wilson, Borough Stockton. 6, Rosie Heaps, Faulthouse Penguins. So 3rd Penguin enters the water.
Sadly, the Penguin has left the building.
And in 7, Katie Coventry from Morpeth. Yeah, as you say, we have no 3rd Penguin.
And no Lucy Nimmo either.
I know Lucy Nimmo. Whereas good on Rosie Foster and
Absolutely.
Murray to have 2nd and 3rd swims. If you're entered and you've got one more swim to do, it's, well, have a bash, girls.
Yeah, and
Don't
they
be
are.
shy. And Rosie Foster.
She'll come back on this one, Rosie. Good backstroker.
Yeah.
As she is already.
Alligo Murray in 2nd. She's already done a backstroke and a freestyle, I think, Ella. Not a 1500 though.
No. No.
Rosie's using that 1500 experience to come back strongly, as you say, Tony.
Backstroke specialist, really, Rosie. So that's the highlight of her IM. She's got a hang in on there on the breaststroke and freestyle. She will be feeling it today, I would think, this afternoon. She turned 2nd though, Nadine Wilson. 15-year-old from Borough of Stockton, and coming through Isla Gilmurray on the breaststrokes. It's pretty even as Katie Coventry from Morpeth as well. So, but it's Nadine Wilson, Borough of Stockton, who's taken this one on.
2 16-year-olds, 2 15-year-olds. The 2 6-year-olds in 3 and 7, 15-year-olds in the other 2 lanes. That's a 15-year-old Nadine Wilson.
There's nothing between the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, is there?
It's all very close, isn't it, Tony? Yeah. Barely a 2nd between the other 3 girls.
So who's got it in this last 50? It's Nadine Wilson. A good race developing here between Rosie and Isla. And they're catching up with Nadine. Is Rosie going to repeat her fast finish on the 1500? She came back
Might be
on
Ella
that last
Murray.
length, but it's going to be Isla, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's the Dundee lass. That pink cap just coming through at the death to take it.
And there she
Well
is.
done, Isla. 2:36.09. We've got out of our entry time, but as we've seen with a lot of the girls, maybe 2 or 3 seconds over their entry time. But nice strong finish. You'll be pleased with that.
Yeah.
Should go home and say, well, I swam pretty well in one of the heats.
I think Rosie's going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. I'm sure her mum and dad will be delighted that she'll sleep well. Okay, on to our 2nd heat. They're all going in this one, which is great to see. Leila Witherspoon, Hatton Rollwood in 1. Tatenda Tayenga from the Borough of Stockton is in 2. 3, Isabel Fox, Derwent side. 4, Louise Connell, City Glasgow. Her teammate Alice Cumming goes in 5. Ailey Armstrong, East Lothian Swim Team 6. Phoebe Adberkle in 7. Wander Bass in 8. Cassie Wiper, East Lothian. Sorry, my apologies, East Kilbride. So a lot of these swimmers again back in the pool. I think we've seen Leila, Louise, Phoebe, Cassie. 2 middle lanes, the 2 City Glasgow swimmers gone off very strong in the butterfly.
Yep.
Alice Cumming, useful on backstroke, so she wants to build on this if she can. Leila Weatherspoon also useful on her backstroke. That swimmer coming through very strongly. So advantage possibly with Leila.
That's pretty close, isn't it?
The 10 and 2 coming through as well, as is Louise Connell to challenge Alice Cumming. Well, 4 girls are almost going to touch, well, 4 almost touching together. 1:11.40, half a second cover the first 4.
Yeah, it is Leila.
Lily Armstrong a whole second behind the leader in 5th place. Every chance of this changing on the breaststroke.
Yeah, still pretty close. Leila's looking like she's pulling away a little bit. Very strong, and she's a strong freestyler, so you've got to favour her, I would think, now.
Ellie Armstrong, though, in 6, making a wee move. It's the Hearts girl, though, just with that slight advantage.
Only just.
It's all to play from the freestyle. You kind of think it's between the Sloane swimmer and the Hearts swimmer. 1:56.76.
So what's Leila got left? And junior final at the moment, 2:30.56.
She's got a good turn and has put that to good advantage, and she's not going to get caught now.
No, looking strong.
Louise Connell coming through quite strongly in 2nd place, and she's got to find something special, and she's trying her best. This could be very, very tight at the end. It's the Hearts swimmer who's just hanging on here. Leila Weatherspoon just going to take this. Leila takes it, Louise in 2nd, and Alice Cumming comes through late to take 3rd. 2:31.49.
That's a nice improvement
wee
there.
Improvement in a couple of seconds. Well done to Leila. 2 City Glasgow girls just around their entry times.
Good swim from Leila. She's had a busy weekend. Wrapping it up nicely there. Into heat 3. Alice Forrest back in the pool again. Dermot side, we're going to say that quite a lot, aren't we?
Yeah.
Lane 2, Ava Wilson, New Hall, Caris Mooney, City of Glasgow in 3, Casey Drummond, Incas in 4, Anna de Grosser from Best in 5, Faye Rogers, University of Aberdeen in 6, Zara Smith, Warren de Swimmer in 7, and Gemma Brown from Carnegie in lane 8. Good start in 5. Anna de Grosser, best swimmer. She's gone off well. Also lane 3 maybe. Caris Mooney from Glasgow. And Gemma Brown and Faye Rogers. But it's definitely Anna de Grosser out strongest. Good fly to back turn in lane 8 from Gemma Brown, and she's already picked up.
She's got a motor, though. Her breaststroke's not the strongest, Tony, so don't expect miracles from her in the next section. She's doing okay.
Yeah. Make the most of what you've got, and she is on this backstroke for sure. Good backstroke leg from her.
Was indeed. Fastest on the backstroke there, Tony.
Alice Forrest, I think, will come through on this in lane 1. She has a strong breaststroke. Sure, the 4.9M, she had a good 4.9M and really came through strongly on the breaststroke. Only 14. Dermot side swimmer. It's now bunching up, as it often does on this breaststroke.
I think Anna's still in the lead, Tony. Not by much.
No.
Gemma Brown's held it pretty well together. She's dropped back a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, it's going to be Anna. Other than that backstroke leg, she has led. And she has about a 2.5 lead on Alice. And it's a good swim here from Anna. Entry was a 2:31. So she's got an opportunity to get close to that. Alice in lane 1 is pushing her hard. Derwent side swimmer. And I think she's coming back strong. And it's going to be Alice who takes this, I think. Very strong last 50. Head down. She did the 800 on the first day. And she comes in a 2:32.1, which is exactly the same as her entry time. Second, Anna de Grossa. Third, so that's a good swim there from Alice.
Tidy swim, wasn't it, Tony?
Yep. From right to the very end, kept going. And heat 4, May Rogers, Warren de Baths in 1, Ellie Kennedy, City of Glasgow in 2, Zoe Crawford, first in 3, Jana van Kooten, Netherlands in 4, Evie O'Halloran-Hutchison, Derwent side in 5, Maddie Cool, Bucky in 6, Lexine McCappin. Well, and before we get on to the next one, that was unfortunately in that last heat, disqualification lane 6, technical infraction confirmed, and also lane 2, Ava Wilson. So that was a collateral damage in that last heat.
Most unusual to have not just one but a double.
Yeah, so that's the lineup here for this heat. Got to Maddie Cool, Lexine McCappin in 7, first swimmer in Gary's, Catherine Bodie in 8.
Another one who's done a 1500, Lexine.
Yep.
So onto the butterfly bit.
Expect Maddie Cool to go strong here. She's had a good, but she's up against a very strong Jana van Kooten, and she has had some good swims from my recollection at this meet, and she does look very strong. 29.05, that is by some margin the quickest so far in the 50. Maddie Cool behind her. Eva O'Halloran-Hutchison. That's showing intent on that fly there.
Look for Zoe Crawford in lane 3 to come through on the backstroke section. She's lying 6th at the moment. Let's see if she can pull that back. Got a long way to try and pull it back on the leaders though.
Yeah, that's a big lead, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is a big lead. But Maddie's done very well, the 15-year-old from Bucky. 108.17. Maddie just over a second further back. Eva O'Halloran on breaststroke. Trying to close on a leader who's still going pretty well, Tony.
Yeah, she's not going to get caught, I don't think. It's good. She's holding her own here on the breaststroke, isn't she? So
very much so.
I don't think she's going to get caught. Maddie Cool's entry time would get her around the junior final time. So let's see how she's doing against that. But it's Jana van Kooten, no doubt about that. 1:52.4, over 3 seconds up on the rest of the field. Zoe Crawford was the fastest breaststroker there, but she had a long way to catch up. And good swimming in lane 7, Catherine Bodie as well from Gary. But it's Jana van Kooten who has led right from the beginning, who's going to take this one.
Derwent side girls having a cracking swim in second place, and probably looks good to get into a junior final as well.
2:24 there from Jana, that's a great improvement on her entry time. Lane 5, Eva O'Halloran-Hutchison. She's guaranteed herself, well, not guaranteed, but she's got herself in the running for a junior final later on. Eva and Catherine Bodie in 3rd, 2:31.
Very cool, 2:32 also maybe in with a chance there. Catherine,
no, there's 7 swimmers under 2:30.5 from this morning in the juniors, so
in that case I'll rewind.
So Evie is under that time, but only just, but there are still 9 junior swimmers to go. Let's see where we get to. Amy McLeod, lane 1, City of Glasgow. Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow in 2. Lily Jackson-Oates, Nova Centurion in 3. Coco Croxford, Stirling swimming in 4. Kiana Kurtzer, Warren de Baths in 5, Tegan Black, East Lothian in 6, Hannah Bowley, Repton and No Swim in 7 from Hannah, and in lane 8 Fern Crichton, Dundee City Aquatics.
We also have a no shown 1 Tony Amy McLeod.
No, missed that.
That's okay. So late.
Very strong start from Coco in lane 4. She's shot off.
Backstroke should suit her as it should also suit Kiana.
Yeah, Kiana's a bit further back at the moment. So Coco is a junior national squad member, as is Kiana. Kiana won this in her age group, 15-year-olds last year. So Coco was third in that same race, but it's Coco who's definitely got the march on this one at the moment.
So need to try and hold on as best she can on her probably weakest section, breaststroke.
That's probably Kiana's weakest section as well, so they'll...
Freya beaten turning third. Freya has a reasonable breaststroke, so she should come back at them. And over on the far side, we've got Fern Crichton, the Dundee City Aquatics swimmer, is making a move.
Coco's holding her own though.
If anything, Holly Jackson-Oates, Nova Centurion, 18-year-old, making a very strong move on breaststroke. She's flying.
She is flying, so she's going to come, probably going to turn
In
seconds,
yeah.
but only just in seconds.
Coco just hanging on there.
So there, she was 5 and 7 seconds quicker than the nearest around her was Lily. That is quite a big difference, and they've all bunched. Kiana's up with Coco and Lily Jackson-Oates. So who's got the final grit in this last 50? It's very, very close. I think Lily had the momentum. Often the way when you come through, even if you've not got the strongest freestyle, you come off that wall knowing you've gone in fast, and I think Lily's going to make the most of that, and she does in a 2:29.26. 2:29.59 for Coco, and 2:30.12 for Kiana. So that does move Coco up into a junior slot at the moment.
Maybe just scrapes her in.
Yep. Well, she's definitely in the 6th and 7th place, but there are still
a few more to come.
4 more to come. So by no means certain.
But you could see there, Tony, just how poor Coco's breaststroke is compared to the rest, and it's not no criticism. Something that she'll have to work on.
Yep.
She'll know that she has to work on that. The same with Kiana.
Yeah, but Lily really showed what a good breaststroke can do.
Yeah.
And it gives you that momentum going into the freestyle, all importantly. Right, no swimmer in 4 here.
Our last one has Anna Finlay of Derwent side in 1. Her teammate Charlotte Room in 2. Charlotte Williams, Hatfield 3. 4's empty. Sophie Davis, Millfield School 5. Isabel Wood, Stirling Swimming in 6. Mia Mason, City Manchester in 7. And over in 8, Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics. So times 2:25 to 2:27. Steady for most of them, 30:22. A wee bit slower than Coco's start, but I'm sure some of these girls will be much proficient on the breaststroke. So a lot tighter this heat than we've seen in the past. Coming through Charlotte Williams in 3. Lanes 5 and 3 almost together. Sorry, 6 and 3 almost together. As well, Wood up there. 108.63, 108.58.
Pretty close across the 4, really. Who's going to get this on the breaststroke? Who gets that momentum coming through? Millfield swimmer looking good. Also in lane 3, Charlotte Williams from Hatfield.
Sophie Davis coming through as well. Tony in the green cap.
Yep. Any one of these 5, I think, really. They're all within maybe a second, maybe just slightly going back as Isabel Wood from Stirling. And the other 4.
breaststroke's not the strongest, it's steady, but compared to the other strokes, it's probably the weakest thing.
So Charlotte Room
Yeah.
has just eked ahead of the rest of them. They were all pretty even on that breaststroke, those top four. And Charlotte's come off the wall well. And inside her, Charlotte Williams, as opposed to Room in lane 3. And it's between these two. Not a lot between their entry times.
I think we're pretty confident they're in the junior final.
Should be. As they come into the wall, it's going to be Charlotte Room, I think. Really strong freestyle finish there, and she is. Both of those two, I think, as you say, will be in that junior final. As probably Sophie Davies as well.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
That's a tight one.
Yeah, that might drop Coco, who I think was 2:29 and a bit. She's very much on the border.
Yeah, so those final listings will be on the Edinburgh International Swim Meet website. They'll get posted over the break here, so if you want to just double check who's in the finals, they'll all be on that website, and then Meet Mobile if you have a look there. But that's the session done. That's us finished for this afternoon.
So thanks very much. So from Commonwealth Pool in Edinburgh, join us 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock for the finals this evening.
For Duncan and Tane Bruce. So bye-bye.
Cheers.